All right, Taz.
What's up, P Rock? I
What's
hear
up?
you.
What's up? Cool. What's going on, brother?
Whew, just got off work, man.
Did you?
Tired.
Oh man, how you doing, brother? Congratulations on the new job.
Oh, I appreciate it, man.
How is it? How
Just
was
doing
it?
I was doing training.
Okay.
I'm still in training, so I have to do my last part of my United, and then I'll actually be on the actual flight thing.
Okay. So what? So what exactly you'll be doing?
Cleaning airplanes.
Oh, okay. You know, people. That's a
Yeah.
good job. My daughter works in the airline. But she
Mm-hmm.
does the counter.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know
gonna
that
be
stuff. Yeah.
at the Bush Airport
Mm,
in Houston.
that's what's up,
So.
man. Yeah, it's a good career.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, my daughter wants to do a career change. She,
Yeah.
she always had
Mm-hmm.
aspirations of becoming a nurse, and now it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
So now she's about to start school with a nursing program. Cause that's what she
Okay,
always
word.
that's what she always wanted to do. So I'm like, go ahead.
Sure.
You know. So I'm like, if that was always your dream. You know. She always thought that. So it's funny because she always had the aspiration,
Mm-hmm.
but she didn't believe she could do it. And I don't know why, because I always raised her to
Oh.
always, I always raised her. I already tell this to a lot of people that in
Mm-hmm.
life you can fail a million times, but you
Right.
only need to be successful one time, and then that's it, right?
Exactly.
You know, like my wife,
Exactly.
my wife was having a hard time passing the written test on her driver's license. Yo,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, like, all right, so just take it again. She's like, I took the damn thing 3 times, bro. I'm like, listen,
Mm-hmm.
take it a million times, but you only gotta
Yep.
pass it once. Once you pass it, you never have to take it again. But she took it like
Exactly.
she took it the fourth time and passed it. I started laughing. I'm
So,
like, man.
that's what's
I'm like,
up.
after 4 times, I think I don't know if
What's
I
up,
want you
Brain?
to drive on the road. I'm like, I don't know if I want you to drive, but I don't know what you doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
Mm-hmm.
sure if I want to buy you a car.
Right.
I don't know about that. You
Well,
might have to.
congrats on your Knicks, man.
Yeah, yeah, oh
Congrats on your
yes,
Knicks.
yeah. So the cap. This is what I'm worried now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In fact, I got
Yes,
another one.
sir.
I got
The
another one coming in.
finals. You got the finals. Oh, I see
That's
the
it. Oh
finals.
yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
See.
Congratulations begrudgingly.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
I
Well
know,
deserved, man. Well deserved.
I know. You personally had to witness pain as a Sixers. I'm assuming you're a Sixers fan. I'm assuming.
No, you know what? You know what? I
Yeah.
like the Sixers because my wife liked the Sixers, but
Mhm.
I give credit where credit is due because I still got homies from college that's from New York, either Bronx or
Okay.
East New York,
Yeah.
being loud and fucking Harlem.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, y'all deserve to win, and the
Well
reason why,
deserved.
yeah, it's well deserved. And when I saw Patrick Ewing when he was I want to say that he was hugging, he was crying. I
Yeah.
was like, damn, it should have, not to say it should have been him, but he definitely deserved the ring.
He
But as
gets a
far as
ring.
the Sixers, oh, he gets the ring too.
Yeah,
Ewing?
Him and Starks actually work for the organization as advisors for
Oh,
all the.
really?
Oh
Yeah, so
shit!
he
Well,
gets a
never
ring.
mind.
He will get a
Oh
Oh,
ring.
shit!
never
I didn't know
mind.
that. I
Because
didn't know that.
so all the people who work in organization that's part of the team organ, not like the janitor or anything like that, but certain
Mm-hmm.
people in positions they get rings. You know, like the coaches, assistant head coaches, the
Yeah,
general
but yeah,
manager,
of
the
course.
owner. But Ewing and Starks both work as offensive, defensive advisors and player whatever.
Oh shit!
So they help
I didn't know that.
develop the players as part of their development
I
program.
did not know that.
So
I
they
thought
get a ring. So they get a ring.
I thought he was still at. I thought Ewing. I thought he was still at. I thought he was still head coach at Howard University. Was it
No,
Howard? It was one of those
probably
HBCUs.
maybe, but they work for them, so they both gonna get a ring. John Starks and
Didn't
Oh,
they?
Ewing.
that's what's
I
up.
was
And
like,
you know what?
I feel good.
Hey, well deserved.
I feel
Well
good, man.
deserved,
I'm
man.
like, man, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So they get a ring, but stuff
I'm
like that.
yeah, I'm happy for him. And as far as the Sixers, and I've been thinking this for a while. I think Joel Embiid, he brings the team down. When he first got to the Sixers, I thought he was a good player, but with all of his injuries and how he's injury prone, and he and the if he coughs too hard, he don't want to play.
Yeah.
I think he
Sound like
needs to be
Anthony
traded.
Davis.
Yeah,
Sound
I
like
think he needs
Anthony
to be
Davis.
traded.
The one thing I don't like about Joel Embiid in this series when the Knicks played him, they
Mhm.
actually cut every play he did and he fell down, and they
Yeah.
statistically did a number. 82% of the time he shot the ball, he fell on the floor.
Damn.
82% of the time he would try to pull the whole flopping, but that's
You know what?
egregious. Like
See,
82% of the time to me. So that what that tells me is you are looking for somebody to help you win the champions instead of being that
mhm.
dude and says no. I'm gonna. It's on me. I'm not gonna ask the refs. I'm not. No. I'm gonna push. He doesn't have that mentality. So to me, when you're constantly looking for help for somebody else, you're not gonna win a championship. You don't have that instinct. 82% of the time, he's on the floor. That's insane. I was going to say that's more times than a wrestler. Wrestlers aren't even on the floor that much. I
don't think soccer players even do that shit that much. That's very notorious for that shit.
Yeah, I can understand like the strategic, or maybe this is my opportunity to get a call. Okay, but to do it almost every play, think about it. Out of 10 plays, you do it 8 times. Now you're just being an asshole. That's why he wasn't getting the calls. The refs are like, this motherfucker's on the floor all the time. Get out of here.
see, all of us here is part of the diaspora, so I can say what I'm about to say. To me, that's like some African shit. But when I think about it, Dikembe Mutombo wasn't on no shit like that. So I don't know what type of shit that is.
Yeah, that motherfucker comes in and play. But this shit is crazy. Oh, Doughboy, your mic.
Yeah, your mic is messing up, bro.
Yeah.
Let me fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of.
But I'm happy. I'm happy for the Knicks, man. If I'm
robot.
I don't really hate on New York like that. To me, because to me it's I don't get paid to do that shit, and then after running for politics, I don't get paid to do that shit, and then after running for politics and understand how politics actually work, to me the shit that instead of being on some fuck New York shit, fuck Philadelphia shit, or fuck Pittsburgh shit, it's like nah, because your politicians and my politicians, they get together and they create policies to hold us down. So nah, I'll never do it.
Yeah, it's true.
Is it better now?
Yeah, it's better now.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah. So what's going on, Doughboy?
It was shit. I just got done grubbing. I usually don't like to eat before the pod. I usually like to wait after the pod, but I know we usually go long, so I was like, man, let me just get some.
You don't want to be caught with the itis. That's what it is. My man's about to snooze.
Right now.
We're about to hear him snooze. Right. My man got the itis. He got that Carolina barbecue, and he about to fall asleep.
I had to grub real quick, but yeah, man. Yo, hey, it's crazy, man. This week just like the week been so wild, dog. Like it was like we everybody was up. The showcases was great. Like everything just came crashing down.
Not for me.
Just like that.
Not for me. I'm on cloud 9.
Oh no, you've been winning. You've been winning all
the
week.
Showcases banging. The Knicks banging. Yesterday was the Puerto Rican Day parade banging. Ain't nothing stopping me, bro. Nothing.
Xbox dying.
Yo, listen. I even saw M's video of Ninja Theory not a buy. I was cool with it. I'm like, you know what? I respect it.
I want y'all to debate that. I want to hear that debate. I know y'all gonna go.
I respect it. I'm like, cool. I'm on cloud. I can't be touched. Listen, like, listen. When I saw a video, I'd be like, I respect it. Cool.
Yeah. Hey,
I am so high right now. Not even cocaine could get me higher. I wouldn't even know it. I don't even know it. I could do a whole line of coke and I wouldn't even know it. I'm already on that level. I'm already on. I could be like this, and I look like Scarface. You wouldn't know the difference right now. That's how high I am right now. I am so high right now. You would not.
I'm not too sure.
I will pop on a piss test right now. I will pop on a piss test.
I'm not too sure if that's some New York shit or some Puerto Rican shit. It's one or the other. What you just said? That's
New York. That's New York shit. That's New York shit. I am so high right now. Like, bro, listen, man. Like right now, they could fucking Sony could say, hey, we laid off Santa Monica. And I'll be like, man, that sucks. But my Knicks, though. I would be like, but my Knicks. I would be like, yo, I don't know what to tell you. There's nothing that's going to put me down, bro. There's like nothing. I am such on a high, bro. I am on such a high that it is absolutely crazy. I'm on this high. Life is great, man. There's a lot of games coming. My next one. Like, fuck.
What, 57 years or something like that?
53, bro.
53 years. Woo.
I just want to say that you guys are talking about the wrong type of football. So none of it counts.
Basketball.
Oh, yeah,
we're talking basketball.
I don't even care. There's only one game of the world, and that game is football, and you guys are hosting it. So if you're going to talk about it, talk about Australia versus the USA. That's about to happen, I think, on Saturday. We are going to face off, and we're going to see, which
listen,
we're going to see.
Let's next Tuesday. We're gonna say, you know what? If US beats Australia, I'm gonna make sure we talk about it on the podcast.
Oh, definitely.
I am going to talk about it. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be like, but listen, right now, I always say this because it's not gonna happen. But if the USA were to win the World Cup,
just so you know, Australia doesn't have a good team.
Okay, neither does
we
USA.
Don't really have we're not the favorite to win here.
Yeah, you think the United States is really?
No, but I'm also saying. But to be fair, the United States has a very strong women's team. It's just that it's not what we're playing.
Yeah, that's true. They have won a couple, so that's about it, right?
Yeah.
Well, because they're women, no one cares. I'm sorry. I mean, it's sad, but
that's true. I was say American football is the greatest sport in the world. Are you fucking kidding me?
No,
anyways,
absolutely.
That's absolutely trash.
It's
there's only one world game, and you guys should be tuning into it because the World Cup happens once every 4 years, brings the entire world together, 48 nations vying for it.
Thank God.
It is absolutely fantastic, and we will be facing, the Americans on Saturday. I'm pretty sure. I think it's Saturday for me anyway.
But I'm gonna say this: if somehow, I don't know by what miracle or what act of God it would take, if USA ends up winning the World Cup by some goddamn miracle, excuse my language, right? I'm not into football, but I'm going to pretend that I always love football. I'm going to pretend just so I can talk shit, because I'm gonna be like, we finally brought freedom to football. You have now been colonized. We are now. You have now been colonized.
I got a comment.
It's America's sport now. It is not the world sport. It is America's sport. You guys are just participant in it. I will talk.
I'm just glad you guys are finally.
And then the best part,
I'll just be glad that you guys can finally recognize a better sport.
No, I'm just doing it just to ruffle feathers. You know how many hate mail I would get from every language,
especially if we win
on Twitter, like every language. I will have to use translation.
I feel like football fans trash talk each other all the time. Anyway, you just be joining the conversation.
I know it's just. But you guys are ruthless. Like you guys behead.
I would be cool with it.
Like soccer fans behead people. They beheaded that
football fans.
Yeah,
football fans,
like foreign football fans.
It's football.
Foreign football.
So
yeah.
So the reason why
foreign football.
Even though that the World Cup is happening here in the States, the reason why people aren't talking about it is because there's more controversy around the travel and the upcharges that Uber and Lyft in the transits are charging to get there. People are more pissed about
it. It is the most corrupt football World Cup ever. Like, let's not forget. This is Trump's America.
I heard like the games
this
now,
is FIFA.
There's more intermissions because of commercials than they would normally
be. Because of you guys, actually, because you guys wanted more advertising times for your TV publishers and everything like that. It's literally why it's for the hydration break, the mid-time thing, which is a very American sport thing. That's why you guys have corrupted the game. But listen, football and corruption go hand in hand. Okay, it's a left foot, right foot. We don't have time to talk about it because if you have to stop talking about the football just because of corruption, Jesus Christ!
He said Americans corrupted the game with hydration break.
No, it's an ad break. It's an ad break with water served. That's what it is. That's what it is.
They call it hydration break. No, it's an ad break.
Yeah,
you just so happen to have water. You just so happen to have
exactly.
You might as well drink water if you're gonna do that. Oh,
I'm telling you, no, but it's an ad break with lemonade.
But I heard it was because I guess the big broadcastings they paid for it. But the only way they can make their money was through ads. So then they forced the organization.
They wanted to make more money, and that's because America just does not respect anything that is resembling art, and they are ruining a beautiful game. But in any case, besides all of that, it's still the World Cup. Despite everything wrong with FIFA,
America loses.
It's still
we
football.
More breaks. Maybe that's why we can never win.
Honestly, the thing is, people do not realize how badly it impacts the game. Like it actually tremendously changes things.
Momentum.
Yeah, it's huge. Football is all about momentum. That's why people always Americans look at it like, oh, you can watch 90 minutes and not see a single goal. But it's like you don't understand. Like the entire thing is always interesting. So it's like when you put a break in it, it's disgusting. But it doesn't matter. And also, I'm only going to be here for about 20 more minutes. So can we just skip to the part where we talk about the good stuff so that I can say a few things and then We can piece. I can go and then let you guys do everything you want to do. Talking about
so let's do
irrelevant
shotgun
sports. Yeah.
All right, so let's do our shotgun intros. Hey, welcome my friends, my family, my fellow gamers, your only friend, these YouTube Street Sporter Rock 77, and I love you guys. I thank you guys. Please hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you enjoy the content, we're gonna do our quick intro real quick, and we'll get right into these topics. We're gonna start with M. How you doing, M? Nice to meet you. Yes, you still live in Australia. Hey, Sean King, how you doing? What's your platinum count? What's your platinum count?
I'm at 2389.
Good to hear. 2389. All right. Hey, my man, the brain. What's going on? Baby's falling asleep? Yep, absolutely. She's gorgeous. She's gorgeous. God bless her. My man, Entity, how you doing? You still downloading? That's good to hear. And Doughboy, you still with these bad bitches like Shop and Ranks?
Oh,
cool. All right. Anyway, let's get to the topic. Xbox is dying. All right. First topic. We'll start with M.
Burn down to the ground, baby.
Xbox is dying. All right. Xbox is in real trouble. All right. So Summer Games Fest was a banger. Lots of games. Even Xbox Showcase was a good showcase. I know some people complained that they didn't really show a lot of things new, but they showed a whole showcase, show games. They won on Game Pass. But then post Summer Games Fest, post Xbox Showcase, post everything, all the bad news is coming. The big figureheads have been getting interviewed in Fortune, Bloomberg, even Satya on that, and they all equally talked about the struggles of Xbox. They talked about how they're in a bad place and how they had to right the ship and all that. Okay. Even Satya said that for pretty much 25 years of Xbox, it's pretty much been subsidized because they haven't properly monetized Xbox for profit. So, company's in a bad shape. In a really bad shape. 3% margins was around, which is terrible because you're barely surviving, right? You're pretty much on life support, as the division is, okay? And this is all post, Summer Game Fest week, right? But what really, I think, I ain't gonna say hit the nail on the coffin, but a big blowback to me personally, it kind of brought me back to Scalebound, was that Ninja Theory is being shut down. And the only reason Sanwa, a new title, a new game, was being shown was to see if they could appease maybe an investor to buy them out. But while everybody's talking about that, I saw it as Microsoft really showed the community that they were going to get a game, and they even put day one on Game Pass, as if they're going to give it to you day one on Game Pass, when the truth is that was never happening. You were never getting that game. So at this point, like, what can we trust Xbox? Like, can we trust them with anything? Like, me personally, like, you show the gaming community, look, you're going to get this game, and then they put the big splash screen, play it on Game Pass day one. You were never going to play that game day one on Game Pass because the studio's being closed down, or at best, they're going to sell it off. And let's say they do successfully sell it off to another publisher. That publisher is not going to buy a studio and then put their game on Game Pass and lose revenue. So you're not getting that game on Game Pass. That's not happening. And if the studio don't get bought, we're not going to get the game at all. So you purposely advertise. You lied. That's not even false advertisement. That's just straight up lying. So anyway, all this stuff, all this madness is crazy. And give me your inputs.
Yo, listen. All I want to say, the primary thing, since we're going to do the shotgun, is PlayStation needs to buy none of these studios, okay? I'll put out a video for you guys, for you, if you want to get my full thoughts on it.
He's trying to pull me in. You lucky you only have 20 minutes.
I'm telling you, man. They should buy. Let me give you the quick. Let me give you the quick version as to why they should not. Number one, if PlayStation can buy Ninja Theory, they could reopen Bluepoint Studios. If PlayStation can buy Ninja Theory, they can expand upon the things that they have done. Can
I say a quick point on that?
Sure, yeah.
You can't buy something that don't exist anymore. I heard you, and I understand your reasoning from conceptual, but the reality is there is no Bluepoint to buy. They already been broken up.
No, I didn't. I said reopen.
Well, reopen. So reopen, but who are you gonna get? You're not gonna get
the same people.
No, you can't get this. That's what I'm saying. You can't get the same people. Some of those people have already been. A few people have already been integrated into job positions Sony needed filled. So those guys are there.
Yeah.
And other people already left. Some people moved from the area. Some people already have new jobs in other places.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So it's already broken up. People moved on. People moved on. So you're not gonna get. You could open up Bluepoint in name, but not in people. Yeah. It's just a name. For that, you might as well not even use the name Bluepoint. Just call it something else because that's really what you got. So
that's
Bluepoint.
That's fair.
So reality, there is no Bluepoint to buy. It's gone. It's done.
Yeah.
So that's why. So when I saw that video, I'm like, conceptually though, I understand. Conceptually, I get it. Bluepoint would be a better buy if you can actually get Bluepoint, but you're not going to get Bluepoint. Who the hell knows you would get?
Other thing, if you buy Ninja Theory, you're buying a studio that I believe doesn't have an identity. I believe that Ninja Theory doesn't really know what lane they want to be in. You know, Hellblade 1 was a double A game with AAA aspirations. And because of the budget, it never really quite hit that mark. Hellblade 2 was a AAA game with no real reason to exist. It didn't really have a meaning. And my argument to that is that 1984 is better because there's no 1985, you know, and those are the books by George Orwell. Sometimes a game or a product or a book or a piece of art is so singular and so focused that making a sequel to it actually just weakens the entire thing. You know, and we live in an era of capitalism where people love sequels, but Hellblade 2 proves the point. Hellblade 2 makes Hellblade 1 worse just by existing. You know, not only is it bad for itself, but it is actually bad for what came before it, you know? And so now they find themselves, it's like, where is the actual talent? Where is the actual identity of a Ninja Theory? Now, I believe that Senua, at the way that I was looking, and especially because they were going to name it something other than Hellblade, I believe that was actually the right move, because sometimes the best thing to do is to grab characters and concepts and maybe the mythos of the world that you've already built and pull them into a new direction and call it something else so that people know that there's a relationship there, but they know that it's not going to be exactly the same. So I believe that was going to be fine. But again, for the kind of budget that, you know, such a presentation would bring and the kind of aspirations that they have now budget-wise, I still don't believe that it would have actually sold a lot. You know, I still don't believe that most people would have bought into it with the numbers that they would have needed to make in order to make that a viable product, you know? And then there's a culture, there's a company culture. Does Ninja Theory today fit well within PlayStation's culture? And that is something that, you know, we have seen that these inorganic purchases, you know, do not work for PlayStation, right? I mean, they don't work for anyone. They should not be followed. But if you're going to be doing something with, you know, Ninja Theory, I say partner with them. You know, publish this new Senua game as a second-party game with a timed exclusivity or whatever you want to do. Partner, get to know them, they get to know you, do the whole data round, you know, see if you like them, see if they like you, take them to your parents' house, see if everything's good with the family, take them to your cousins, see if they vibe well. And then, you know, after you've done the romantic courtship, do what you do and then, you know, propose to them and you know, add them to your stable, you know, of wives or whatever. But this idea that you should go and play Captain Save Her, I don't save her, man. She don't want to be saved, you know. And then finally, of course, there's the financial reality. Not only would Senua not sell enough to justify his budget, but it's like a lot of the times these studios, they actually have debt on their own, even though they were part of a bigger organizations. Sometimes the way that the books are cooked, it's like, hey, you owe us like $200 million. So it's like, yeah, you can buy them, sure, but then you have to not only pay for the debt that they have, but you also have to pay for the actual people while they're trying to find themselves, right? Because who's Ninja Theory after Microsoft? We don't know. I don't think they know. But if Sony buys them, they will have to pay for them while they are figuring these things out. So those are the quick reasons. And there's more reasons, but
okay. So I think your third reason is probably the most that's like from not a conceptual but an actual fact or tangible is the debt and cost. At a certain point, the juice is not worth the squeeze, right? Like I wouldn't, let's say like if the asking price for Ninja Theory was like $250 million, similar to Insomniac, then even I would say, yeah, that's too much. Like my thinking of getting Ninja Theory is Microsoft trying to cut their losses, but not a complete loss, right? Like better than, instead of like shutting the studio, because Microsoft purchased them for about 120 million. They purchased them, right? And I'm sure they probably added some investment on top of that. But I would imagine if Microsoft goes, hey, listen, we'll break even. We'll sell you Ninja Theory for 120. We'll cut our losses. You don't have to pay for everything, overhead or whatever. I think that's a good deal. You know, Ninja Theory for 120 million, that's peanuts compared to what Sony has done in a lot of things. It's penny. 250.
But are they worth 120 million?
So I will say this.
I will say Microsoft overpaid.
this is why I would say at least Microsoft. I think so. I was happy when Ninja Theory went to Microsoft because it's really tough being an independent studio. It's really tough being an independent studio.
I agree with that.
Right.
Yeah.
But Microsoft is not good at cultivating single-player, story-driven studios. It's just not. It's like Sony's the opposite. They're not good at cultivating live service multiplayer studios. It's just not a fit.
Yeah.
The reason why I was advocating for Ninja Theory, and I think are good, but there are risks. You brought up some great risk, right? But the reason why I think it wouldn't be so bad, I mean, at the end of the day, they have to make games that sell. Like if the game don't sell, then but that goes with any studio. Yeah. Let's say Insomniac and let's say Spider-Man would have flopped. Then Insomniac would have been considered a bad deal, right? It just so happened that they do amazing games, right? But the reason why I look at it from a couple of perspectives. First perspective, I understand your cultural point, but I think you're only looking at it from a perspective of Senwa. But they have done other games, even within over the last 10 years, right? Besides Hellblade, they also did VR. Now, granted, it wasn't a big project. It was Darth Vader Episode 1. Right? So they even have talent. So the first thing is the talent pool. They have the talent to make video games. It's not something you have to build, train, or teach. They know how to make games on PlayStation. They're familiar with the tools. They're familiar with the technologies, right? They're into making story-driven games. That's kind of like I didn't say their niche. That's what they're good at, which aligns with the PlayStation culture, right? They have the ability for, mocap, all that stuff. Like all the things PlayStation is known for, they do that as well. They're into the mocap. They're into the storytelling. They're very artistic, so they're into the art and all that stuff. So they have all that simple DNA of a studio that kind of falls in line with what PlayStation does from a first-party perspective. Number two, they have experience working on multiple games, right? That's what I would say is one advantage they have over Bluepoint. Bluepoint never made an actual game on their own. And the one time they had the opportunity to make a game on their own, they, for whatever reason, pitched a live service game. Ninja Theory has experience with Heavenly Sword, Devil May Cry when Capcom asked them to. They created their own title, Senwa, and then they also have Enslaved. So they have experience creating new IPs to start with. And this is the reason why, right? I think this character that's behind me was made 19 years too early. PlayStation 3, because they really believed in the hype of Cell, they started pushing games as if they had the PS5 in their hands. If you look at Heavenly Sword, it was a game where there was a lot of characters on screen. They had hair physics. They made her hair like hell. Half the game was her hair and stuff like that. They had all these things in the game that if you look at it today, it works today. Like the hair physics, how the hair looks. She's a beautiful looking character. So all the gooners will be all over her if they don't neuter her. If they don't, what's the word? What's the word they like to use when you block a artist's vision? Oh my God. Censor. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. As long as they don't censor her and they don't try to, modernize her into like a fat chick or whatever. If they give her the Stellar Blade treatment, the gooners alone are buying the game. Especially with all this hair. I mean, hell, even Capcom is all about the hair physics. They literally have a setting. Oh, if you change it to this setting, you can see the stranded hairs of Mrs. Ashcroft. So everybody's all about the hair this gen. When you think about this gen, it's all about the hair. Look at the hair physics. Look at all this hair. Oh my God. PlayStation 5 will have a field day. Look how beautiful she is. Outfits, all that stuff. You give her the Stellar Blade treatment, 2 million just from people who are not even going to play the game. They're just going to admire her. They're just going to make her walk up a ladder in freeze frame. That's it. That's all they're going to do. 2 million sales just from them alone. Them alone is going to push the game 2 million, right? But when you look at from the gameplay perspective, right? The game was 30 frames and they could barely handle that because of how many characters on screen she was fighting. Because the game was ahead of its time. You could swear they were trying to make for a PS5 Pro when they didn't, right? So I think a remake, modernized combat, 60 frames per second, keep it for the goons. Don't Naughty Dog it. Don't Naughty Dog the game, right? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying. Don't Naughty Dog the game. Keep it Shift Up. Do what Shift Up is doing. And then push it out and see how it goes. I think it will absolutely be successful. The brain just caught it. He just realized he just caught it. Don't naughty dog.
You know
what I mean by don't naughty dog the game.
I'm gonna tag you in because actually I've got to go now.
All right, but we could talk about it more. In fact, I would love the conversation Friday.
I watched the video and I'm proud of you.
I saw the video. It was awesome. But Friday,
I'm proud of you.
All right.
I would love to talk more.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm
proud of you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. My goodness, it took so much to get into that engine, man.
Yeah.
All right, gotta go down. See ya.
Peace out, yo.
Yeah, but you would say don't naughty dog the game. Give it the shift up treatment. Modernize the combat because obviously the combat will be more modernized, right? This character will be hot today. This character was born 19 years too early. She was meant to be the now, you know. I think it would be hot. If there's any game from the PS3, I think that would blow up. I think it would be this one. Between the combat, the character, and the actual technology we have at 60 frames, I think this game will be a hit. I think this remake would be a banger for Ninja Theory, right? But M does make a lot of good points. But anyway, we got off the rails because it's really about Xbox flopping. So I'm gonna pass this over.
Let's rewind.
Can I add a few things interesting? How to say it, historical tidbits regarding Ninja Theory, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're saying that there were kind of how many years in front with Heavenly Sword?
19 years.
Also, don't forget that. Yeah. Also, they did Journey to the West.
Yes.
Right, with Wukong. Now it was westernized, enslaved. Journey to the West, but it was a westernized version of that. But look what Game Science did with Wukong. So I think specifically with Ninja Theory, there is the talent there, and I think the idea and the capability is there. It's just at the end of the day, like, should Sony purchase them? I think the best outcome would be they go independent. They do release Senua with big marketing and also enhanced combat. And then the next thing, they should work with maybe Kepler or maybe PlayStation or maybe Devolver Digital and see how they go. I don't want any now major production like PlayStation or Xbox or anyone to own these small studios. It's not working out, to be honest. For everyone's sake, it's not working out.
I think Ninja Theory being independent is not an option on the table. I think either somebody buys them or they're closing them down. So I don't think there is Ninja Theory. So either somebody buys them or they're just gone. I think that's where we're at right now.
Call them a samurai. I don't know. Hypothesis.
No, but it's not really the name. It's.
I know. Just being facetious.
Yeah, I know. So I think it's either somebody gets them or they're gone. Now the only reason why I say Sony because I think it's not a perfect match, right? It's not everything's not perfect, right? It's not a kind of like Insomniac, right? That's a rare acquisition where you got Insomniac at the right time with the right game and everything just fell in pieces, right? There's a little bit of growing pains, but what I do see is
what would be.
I'm looking at the 80%, not the 20%. To me, the 80% is do they have skills? They do. Do they have talent making games? They have that. Do they like making single player games that are story driven, mocap, all that good stuff? They have that. Are they versatile in making multiple games? And they have a portfolio of that. Right there, you don't often find all of that in one package. Now the risk is can they make a game? That's all. Can they make a successful game? That's the risk. But that's a risk with anybody. Sony took that risk with Bungie. They thought, oh look, they made Destiny 2. Yeah, we got it in a bag. $3.6 billion. And look where it got them. You see what I'm saying? And keep in mind, this is Bungie. They have the history of Halo and Destiny 2. So Sony thought this was an easy in the bag deal. Even Jim Ryan said that this was a better acquisition than ABK. Everybody thought this was a shoo-in. And in the end, look, it wasn't. It wasn't a shoo-in. In fact, it flopped. The acquisition, you see what I'm saying? So you're always going to have risk. There's always going to be a risk. It's rare that you get an Insomniac type acquisition where you get an Insomniac and oh my God, it's just like you get a studio and now you can argue they're probably Sony's best studio at this point in time. You know what I'm saying? That's rare. Almost any acquisition, even building a studio together, even that.
You know what IP
Might not even
Ninja
work
Theory
out.
will do a really good job at? Blade. They did DMC.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
know? But that's what I'm saying.
Just saying.
Like there's going to be a risk, right? And I'm saying if Sony was willing to dish out 3.6 billion for Bungie, is 150 million for Ninja Theory really that bad? Like, is it really like is that really for any of us to be upset about? If Sony acquires Ninja Theory, and let's say it was 150 million, who's going to be mad at that? That's a drop in the bucket compared to what other shit they've done. Look how much they spent on Concord. How much they bought Haven Studios, and those are studios that never made anything. They didn't make anything.
If they drop a banger, I mean, they're gonna get their money back on the first get go. So I mean, I agree.
What's up, Brain?
Not to cut Doughboy off. My fault, Doughboy.
No, you good. You good. You good.
The only reason why I think it'll be redundant is going back to the first Hellblade when that was exclusive on the PlayStation 4 and no one didn't buy. Well, barely anybody besides you, Porter Rock, and maybe 150,000.
He said besides you, Porter Rock. Yeah.
So for Sony, even though it's from a monetary standpoint, if Sony was to buy it and it's bought for $150 million or whatever, how much compared to Bungie, I mean, to me it's like, well, that's still $150 million wasted because of, hey, let's look at the first, let's go back to the first one when this game was exclusive and no one barely bought that, and that wasn't worth $150 million in sales. So I think, to me, in my opinion, if I agree. I actually agree with you on this point. Whereas, hey, if Hellblade, not Hellblade, if Ninja Theory is not picked up by a studio, then they just cease to exist. And honestly, even if it were to be picked up by a studio, I think it's just delaying the inevitable. Unfortunately, I'm not too sure if Sony would be the correct studio for them. I would make an argument and say maybe a third party studio like a Capcom. Matter of fact, I think Capcom may be the better studio to buy them, or even matter of fact, yeah, Capcom, but by far Capcom, and also maybe what's the one Tecmo, or the ones that do the Ninja Gaidens and the
Koei Tecmo.
Koei Tecmo.
Yeah, I think those
Koei
between
Tecmo,
those
maybe.
studios would be the better studios to buy that studio. But I would say more so Capcom, because and this is just me going off of a whim, but based on their talent and their history, because I didn't know that Ninja Theory did
DMC,
the game you just Heavenly Sword, about 19 years ago, because I have a PlayStation 3. But compared to their talent, to me it seems as though Capcom can put that to.
But Heavenly Sword is a
use.
PlayStation first party IP.
Oh, my fault. Okay,
that belongs to Sony. That's why I was saying this game right here. This is their game. That's in my background. So this being a remake. So I know everybody touches on Senua, and I think it's because like Senua's not their only game. They've done other games that were in fact
DMC.
In fact, they did DMC, Devil May Cry. They done a Devil May Cry game for Capcom. So that's when you said Capcom, I'm like, okay, not bad, because they actually made DMC, which was Capcom's attempt. It wasn't a remake, but it was an attempt of reimagination. It was completely trying to do a reimagination of DMC world, right? And it was Ninja Theory who did the combat in that one, right? So I was saying, so that's what I'm saying. They're a versatile studio. That's why I brought up VR. So they're not strictly tied to just Senua. They're a versatile studio that can tackle multiple IPs. They can create new IPs, right? And this is not their IP, but they're the ones that made this game. So that's why the first thing I mentioned was a Heavenly Sword remake as their first, not Senua, but bring this back. Because I think this game was way ahead of its time, what they try to do with this game. And it like the game, an action game at 30 FPS is like, bro, it's really rough at 30 FPS.
Right.
And then what this game tried to do, push boundaries, all those characters on screen that you had to fight, and then they were pushing hair physics because her hair was flying around everywhere. That's that's the stuff we're seeing now today. Hair physics and lots of people on screen while maintaining a locked 60 frames. So this game has lots of the elements that this gen can actually fulfill. Like the vision of this game can be fulfilled today, not during the PS3 era. So that's what I'm saying. But I do understand there's a lot of risk in this, in like just with anything else acquiring. Now, the reason why I'm not too concerned, because Sony, look how many live service studios Sony acquired with no proof of concept.
Right.
Haven had no proof. Jade Raymond hasn't made a game like in 12 years. And they bought her. And she has done nothing since Assassin's Creed. Nothing.
Damn.
But they bought her. Concord. Them motherfuckers was their first stab. They bought them, you know what I'm saying? So, like, when Sony bought all these studios that were unproven and didn't do nothing, and they had no problem, that's why I don't have an issue with them maybe spending at least $150 on Ninja Theory, because at least Ninja Theory did something. They built single-player games, and they catered to
And it's
the
a single-player studio.
And they cater to the strength of PlayStation, story-driven single-player games. So I'm kind of fine like that. You know, I'm not too concerned of Sony spending $150. You know, everybody's you know, I understand people saying, "Oh, Sony's wasting money." Sony been wasting money. Sony been wasting money, and the money they wasted wasn't even on their DNA. They wasted money on something that's totally out of the box. I get it. They're trying to invest in live service studios. They're trying to invest in, you know, this scheme that potentially could rake in billions, but it didn't work. So to me, spending $150 million on a studio that can add to what you're known for, I think it's a risk. I think it's a worthy risk, because at least they're trying to add to what they're known for.
Right.
They spent billions on something, let's be honest, no one was asking. No one was asking to. There's a few pocket holders, right? There's a few people that were screaming multiplayer on PlayStation. But where they at? They were no show.
Nowhere.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
The main thing that the main community of us really asking for is investment in their single-player studios, right? So if they bought Ninja Theory, unless he ends up failing, but at least they try to invest in strengthening what they're known for. Vice, you bought the Concord studio, which nobody asked for. Nobody cared for that game.
Right.
Haven, fair games. Who's asking for fair games? Who asked for Sony to buy this studio to give us fair games? Nobody.
Right.
So it's one thing to fail, and you fell at something no one really was asking for, versus, okay, we're going to try to boost up our single-player portfolio. This studio has the potential to add our portfolio. We're going to invest, and we're going to go for the risk and see how it turns out. If it fails, I mean, shit, is it any different than anything else we've seen over the last 5 years?
Hey, it can't be no worse.
It can't get no worse. But at least...
Bungie can't get worse than Bungie.
It can't get no worse, but at least... this investment is in strengthening what they're known for, so I could respect that. I could respect the attempt to boost up your portfolio on what you're known for. I could respect that at least. At least you give it the college try. But if it's $250 or more, then I'll be like, okay, now, yeah, I don't know about that one. Like $250, yeah, they're not worth that money. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why I'm saying, you know, Microsoft's probably trying to get rid of them on a fire sale. So... you know, clearance. Buy it off the clearance. You know, it's on the clearance rack. You know what I'm saying? If Ninja Theory's on the clearance rack, it's no. What's the harm? What's the harm of buying stuff in the clearance rack? You know,
Kmart, the Blue Light Special.
Yeah. It's like Kmart before they went out of business. Now's the time to shop and grab what you can grab. All right. But anyway, let's go back. Hey, Brain, do you have any thoughts on Xbox? Like what I was saying earlier.
Oh yeah.
And completely different the fuck out of this.
We circled the wagon a little bit.
I see Sean suffering. He's like, why are we talking about PlayStation? I want Xbox to die. He's like struggling right now.
You know, I'm about to go flames up with Xbox.
Right. So, Brain, your thoughts on?
Yeah.
We just had a great summer week of games, and now this shit happens. Like, what's going on here?
You know what, with Xbox, it's funny how things just come back full circle. Xbox been in trouble since Xbox, the inception of Xbox. Let's just be honest. I mean, going back to 2001, Xbox has always been subsidized by Microsoft. As you have said, as other people have said multiple times throughout the years, I don't care if it was somebody like you, Rock, or even somebody in media. Xbox has always, if it was any other company, if it was any other company besides Microsoft, Xbox would have been let go a long time ago. It's just been left to die. It would have been a dead man walking. It would have ceased to exist. And even any time you can have somebody that excuse my language, the hell with a pundit, the hell with a pundit, the hell with a journalist. Anytime that you can have a former, one of the forefathers that created Xbox. I remember his first name Seamus, but whatever his last name is, he was saying that Brett
Blackley.
Thank you. Anytime he says that Microsoft was always trying to sunset the Xbox, regardless of how long he was out of, he wasn't involved in Microsoft or Xbox any longer, but I would still take what he says with a whole lot of weight just because of the fact that, hey, this guy knows what he's talking about because he was he's one of the original creators of Xbox. I don't care what anybody say. And then on top of that, from what we saw, as I said before, I think with throughout Xboxes, we in 26. Throughout its 25-year history, the Xbox 360 generation was a fluke because that was their most successful generation. Matter of fact, not even their most successful, of course it was, but that was their successful generation. The original Xbox, regardless how much I like it, it flopped. The Xbox One generation, that flopped, and as we see right here with the Xbox Series generation, that's doing really bad. So to me, it's like, hey, is Xbox in big trouble, man? That is Xbox in big trouble. That's an understatement. Xbox is fucking having its nose above water. It's ready to drown. It's just let it die. Now, as far as with them showing games, and saying, hey, this is coming by, and then pulling the rug underneath people's feet as far as shutting down studios. Now to me, I'm actually surprised because I never saw anything like this, and I'm surprised that more people, regardless of where you at in the spectrum, regardless if you're a PlayStation guy or a fanboy, or even on the Xbox side or an Xbox fanboy, I think a lot of people should be really calling this out and say, hey, that is misrepresentation. There's no way in hell that you can show me something and advertise it as, hey, this is coming soon, blah blah blah. But then 10 days later, hey, we're shutting down the studio. So if this, going back to Ninja Theory, if Senua is supposed to come out, and then 10 days later it's news that is being shut down, that means that you guys had already known before the showcase was even put together that you guys were planning to do this. You lie, you misrepresented what you're doing. So if I was an Xbox person, and I was an Xbox person back during the 360 era, during the first the original Xbox in the 360 era, and I really and I should have really learned my lesson during the original Xbox era. But I think the 360 got me by default because PlayStation was just tripping. They was wilding with, you needed a mortgage, people can get 2 jobs just to play a PlayStation 3. You can suck my dick on that one. Excuse my language. but anyway, damn, what was I going with this? Oh, I remember.
Xbox.
Yeah, Xbox. No, my thought, my specific thought on Xbox. But my point is, people should have read the room with Xbox. I'm not even gonna say 20 years ago. I'm gonna really say about 10 years ago to see that the writing was always on the wall, and the fact that people were always hardcore Xbox fans. It's like, hey man, you can like something, but to actually throw your money towards this, towards this not this company, but towards this Microsoft on it and this particular division, and spending your hard money, and you're not really getting nothing in return. And the signs were always there, and honestly, to me, the signs were always there going back to the Kinect. And when Xbox 360 lost a lot of their, like the second half of its life, I would say anywhere between from 2010 on until the Xbox One came out. The signs were always there, man. It's so to me, to say that Xbox is in big trouble is an understatement, and it's, again, if it was any other company, Xbox wouldn't even have survived 10 years. It probably would only survive about 5 years. And for people, it should either, I don't know what needs to happen, but as far as they need to be sued, that's what needs to happen.
Facts.
Okay, all right. Let's bring it over to Sean, because I need you to get it all out, because I know it's killing you inside.
Yes. Xbox burned down to the ground, baby, and I'm gonna keep that fire still going today. Oh yeah, but let me clear up my platinum account, because I actually fired off the hip with that one. I'm actually at 2379, so I'm actually close to 2400.
Man, with you and your futuristic year numbers.
I know, right? I know. That's kind of crazy, right?
Right. So, Sean, let me ask you this. Let me say this. Let me bring this to you, because you pretty much don't like the Xbox brand, and stuff like that. You always mentioned it, right?
For good reason.
Yeah, for good reason. Now, is this like? I kind of feel like you've been validated because I'm gonna be honest. For them to have a showcase and show a game, right? Senwa, show gameplay, and then put the splash screen, play it on Game Pass day one, when the whole time you knew this game is not showing up unless somebody buys the studio. I think that's straight up lying to your customers. You presenting something they're never gonna get. They were never getting. And no gamers was getting this game, and this was also PlayStation too. So we're not getting this game. This game is not coming unless somebody buys a studio, and which I'm thinking.
And also, I think they did it for the shareholder numbers too. I think they were trying to get. They're trying to.
They padded the show, in which to me, I'm starting to look at now. I'm gonna have to downgrade the showcase because certain things to me was performative. But we'll get into that. I'll get into that. But I feel you're kind of invalidated because how can anyone like Xbox or really be cheering for Xbox when they just literally lied to them? They were never getting this game. So I kind of feel you kind of validated. I could see why you're like Xbox burned down to the ground, because if they're gonna pull this shit, you might as well burn down to the ground. Because what truth are you speaking? So go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, because I actually had the original Xbox. I actually had the 360. When they did the DRM thing with Xbox One, I shut off completely. When they did that, I went far right. So I'm like, I'm not getting that shit. And I'm gonna keep it at 100. Like, I was about to get it at one time, but when I seen the moves they did around that time, I was like, yeah, this company's going downhill. But it's funny that some of these Xbox be saying that they want online to be free, but they was the main company that actually started the paid subscription of Xbox Gold. OGs, if y'all know what I mean, for the Xbox, if y'all know about Xbox Gold, you have to pay to play online, because PlayStation was free.
PS3 was free.
Like PS2, PS3. They didn't follow suit until Xbox actually started that Xbox Gold shit. So they need to blame Xbox for what they're doing, because it goes a very long way. Because like I said, I had an Xbox with 300 games. Like I actually had the console and everything. So don't, I'm not just a jump shipper or whatever, because I actually had all the consoles except for GameCube. But we ain't gonna talk about GameCube. But yeah, like I don't like the practices. Like Game Pass is killing the company. And I kept telling you, they're going to have to kill Game Pass to be beneficial, because half of these people that have Xbox now, they don't even buy games anymore. Like, they want everything on Game Pass. If it's not on Game Pass, they're not going to play it. So, yeah, I seen the writing on the wall like years ago. So, that's my take.
All right. Okay, cool. Okay. All right. Henry. My check. Oh.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Camera. What's going
on?
Henry?
Him dog. What's going on, Henry?
How are you doing, Henry?
My job sucks. How's it going?
he said my job sucks.
I want to start off. Yeah. I just want to start off by, trying to look at things positively. Like, we had great Summer Game Fest and State of the Play, and then what the fuck are you doing, Microsoft? Jesus motherfucking Christ!
Like, I'm with you. I'm like, like, what happened? Like,
it was all good just a week ago.
It was all good just a week. Just like the song. It was all good just a week ago. Like, I don't understand. I
really want. I do want Xbox to succeed, because there's a group of people who, like, obviously they're a very small group of people that really didn't want to game on other platforms. They have Xbox, right? They kind of all congregated onto the Xbox, and then the Xbox just never ever treated them with any respect. Although granted, they kind of shot themselves in the foot by saying, hey, you know what, we're going to pay for your games and we're going to put it on Game Pass. And the number of, people that I had to talk to about how, like, all these spendings, like, that it's an equation. Like whatever you do on one side of the equal sign, it has to be balanced by, it has to be countered by the other side. And they simply didn't understand it. I could just tell that I'm talking to people who, didn't get through high school. So like they don't understand the simple fact that you need, like that money has to come from somewhere. It's not just like, Microsoft already paid the devs. Yeah, but somebody has to pay Microsoft. You could say that they have $1 trillion, but they want their money, right? So you don't, no trillionaire, billionaire ever not nickel and dime, right? So neither does Microsoft as an entity, right? So, and by entity, I don't mean like the in chat, like this tells me that they're not really in it, right? So you think they're committed, they say they're committed, but they're not committed, right? So they're literally like just cutting off their source, right? So of their livelihood, right? They're cutting their losses by basically shifting the blame to the from the decision that they made of making a bunch of games on Game Pass, and then now they're using those numbers and say, hey, we can't do this because it doesn't work. Yeah, so I mean, it's so common, right? You make one bad decision and go, yeah, these people aren't cutting it, but you're the one that didn't let them make the money, right? So, and earlier today, I think I mentioned it in our group chat, like on Twitter, like we're talking about how we should let other investors, or actually, excuse me, let me backtrack that a little bit. I think Microsoft was hoping to use the demo of Senua to generate interest from people investing into shit, what's their name? Ninja Theory, right?
The investors,
And guess what? Guess what? The investor are going to look at their last game, how well they do to decide whether they want to invest or not. Guess what? That game, no, right? So that's a big no. Right? So they're not, right? So yeah. So even if some investor come in and go, hey, I'll give you money, but you got to change your leadership, and that's just going to wipe off like that developer, right? So yeah, and it's not even their fault because the leadership who made that decision to give their game away for free or whatever it is that held up the development of Hellblade 2 to make it turn out the way it is, whatever happened, right? So I do think the studio deserves some blame, but ultimately it didn't make money. But that's on the fact that it's day and date on a subscription service that people aren't paying really a lot of money for.
Right.
I mean, I could go on, and it's the same broken record that I kept on saying. But this is, like this is why, like, the argument that Microsoft is $1 trillion company, they have the money, doesn't work because clearly they want that money back, right? So it's not. It's that argument is gone because they're cutting their losses, and so it ultimately comes down to that they didn't commit to the investment of gaming as a sector. They want they want profit before they invest into install base, and now they don't have the install base or the profit.
Yep, thought they could buy their way to the top.
Yeah. Hey. I'm so done. Like, I can't believe these people, all these studios, like all these talents, they're just, like in this terrible economy and like in this inflation, in this world we live in, they have to like deal with the fact that they have to look for another job. Right. So
facts.
Hey, can I add something to what Henry said? Because I think Henry made some good points. The first point is because it's on the top of my mind as far as they were never really in it, and they weren't committed. I think that if Bill Gates, if he was still in charge of Microsoft, I think Microsoft's trajectory may be different. And the reason why I even say that is because of the whole purpose of Xbox even existing in the first place was because Bill Gates did not want Sony to take over the living room. So to me, I think that's relevant. Secondly, and Henry hits on a good point, and I think this goes to your last thing that you're going to say as far as Sony layoff and inbound. But Henry is absolutely right as far as it's really unfortunate that you got people that may be laid off and they got to find jobs in this economy, and that's just one portion of it. As far as that's the downside. But I saw the other videos, and I'm well aware of it. As far as the supply chain is messed up. Hey, things cost more now. The because of not only just because of inflation, but also because of AI. With because the demand of memory and chips and all of that is going towards AI, whereas when it's time for for us to get the next consoles or even want the next consoles, well, it's going to be much harder, and it's not only just for us for ourselves because it costs more, but it costs more for the manufacturers such as Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo and whoever else make consoles to make them, because they have to charge more because the components cost more, let alone anything else that's going geopolitically. But between between the economy, inflation, I think you're dealing with a lot of things, and I think that just kind of segues into, well, hey, if things cost more and people are spending less money and we're not making as much profit, well, generally the next thing that comes back to Henry's point is, hey, it gotta be equal. So things got to be not only be cut, but things got to be sequestered. That's a term when I learned when I was working in the government. But things got to really be sequestered, meaning that, hey, it got to be cuts all across the board, to bring some type of balance back to this particular company. Unless X company, I doubt that it'll be Microsoft unless this company wants to go out of business. So so to me, I think I think it's just coming to a head as far as with gamers. I don't want to use the word the general we, because I don't think it applies to everybody, especially if for those of us that are in the real world. At the end of the day, we like playing games, but games is not our life. We all got our lives. We got shit to take care of, but but it's really coming to a head. Whereas it's like, hey, you're dealing with all of these things that's going on this side where it's more expensive, but then on the other side, hey, my wages may not be going up, or I may not be able to afford this because everything else is also going up. So hey, it's like, can I really, what is the realistic expectation of me asking for a new console if I know that it's going to be overly expensive to get it, and then B, there's a possibility that it may not even come out because of game companies don't generally bring out new consoles when the economy is doing bad. And and then my last point, with Microsoft being committed, I think that big word. I don't know if I would necessarily use the word commit, but I definitely agree with Henry's point that hey, it's not like Xbox didn't have chance after chance after chance to get this shit right, because they certainly did. I mean, you had 25 years, and again, minus the years of the 360 from 2005 to 2012, whatever 2025 minus, you had 18 years to to turn this ship around, and you didn't turn this ship around. Like, if anything, it's either you dug yourself deeper into the grave, or you just continuously sunk. And from my perspective, I wouldn't blame somebody like a Don Matrick, even though it's really easy to point the finger at him. I can't. Matter of fact, no. Matter of fact, let me rephrase that. I would have an easier time blaming Phil Spencer, but more so Satya Nadella, because at the end of the day, hey man, you're the CEO of Microsoft. You decide. If you're not that committed, or you think it's a pet project, then hey, you as the CEO and whatever wisdom or infinite wisdom you have as Microsoft CEO, you make the decision as to to get rid of this, to get rid of Xbox and just call it a day. But you didn't, and all of these faces and this, and I'm not too sure about by Asha, but this is my thought though. When Xbox does go down the drain, she's going to get the blame. The same way how Sarah Bond was getting a lot of blame as far as for Xbox failures, even though when she was there, people was kissing her ass and saying she got a good plan and all of this shit. I think the same thing may happen with Asha Sharma, as far as her getting the blame with Xbox failures, because she's the head of the company, even though Xbox has always had these troubles since its inception.
Yep. Gonna do it like they did Sarah Bond. They're gonna do the same shit.
Yep.
So one thing
shit.
Henry touched on with being a $1 trillion company, right? Everybody, a lot of people, I can say everybody, but many people assume because Xbox is backed by $1 trillion company that gives Xbox leverage. But I agree with how I never saw it that way. I always saw that actually it makes things harder for Xbox because the $1 trillion company expects Xbox to help them further into the $1 trillion, like the rest of the division, like cloud, Azure, those divisions. Like when Satya became CEO of Microsoft, they were a half a $1 trillion company. They were about a valuation of over 500 billion. Through the works and efforts and his plan and vision, he got divisions, primarily his cloud strategy, his Azure server strategy, and his productivity strategy for IT. Those divisions help Microsoft become a $1 trillion corporation. He has that same him and his shareholders have that same expectation of Xbox. So it's not a situation where these divisions help Microsoft make trillions only for Microsoft to subsidize Xbox with the trillions. That's not how it works. They expect Xbox to participate in Microsoft's overall growth as they go for the 4 trillion metric and then the 5 trillion, the 6 trillion. But that hasn't been happening. And recently, Satya Nadella was in an interview, and he said for pretty much, Xbox hasn't been properly monetized. They've been more subsidized, meaning they're putting more money into Xbox than Xbox is putting money into the corporation. And that's not how it works. That's not how it works. The point of Xbox is to bring money to the corporation, to help them achieve those higher metrics of $1 trillion work and stuff like that. And that hasn't been happening. So the question is how long? It just seems like, I be honest, over 25 years of Xbox, I have never seen them talk this way. It's almost as if they're finally now just speaking the truth about Xbox and what it is. But the question I'm asking is why now? Like, what is happening? Something drastic is happening. Before you go,
can I add to that?
I'll give it to you.
Yep.
Let me do the viewer activity real quick, and then I'll hand it off to you.
Yep.
We're going to kick it off with Glassdoor Gamer. Thank you for the super chat. Glassdoor Gamer says, after 25 years, Xbox needs to get the fuck out. The only gen they had some success in was the 360. What did they do after that? They decided to spy on people. Ouch. Glassdoor Gamer. Thank you for another super chat. He says, only studio I think Sony should buy is Machine Games if they are cut. They make good single-player first-person games. Okay. All right. Shout out to Glinzer. Thank you for the super chat. Xbox fans have been cheering for her, the new Xbox CEO, Chief Expulsion Officer, Arsen Sharma. Oh, my God. And they are still cheering. And then finally, Glassdoor Gamer. Gates, oh no, there's more, but Gates and Ballmer were thinking to spin Xbox off. Okay. And Galaxy Fur with the super chat. Xbox needs to drop hardware and go Windows Phone. Oh man. Interesting super
Windows
chat,
Phone.
Yeah, Windows, yeah.
Windows Phone. Oh my God, we're going back.
Yeah. Interesting super chat, right? But that ABK deal, that $80 billion investment between ABK and Bethesda really accelerated, I think. I think Xbox always had these problems to a certain degree, but that 80 billion investment really made things worse. Like there was like a little stove fire, like the frying pan was on fire, but instead of putting baking soda or covering it up with a pan or getting a fire extinguisher, somebody goes, "Oh, I got this," and they just douse gasoline on top of it, and now that's sucked up. Like that ABK in reality was probably the worst thing that could happen to Xbox, because they just doused gasoline on an impending problem. So something that probably could have been controlled and strategically handled with a little bit of patience and strategy, they thought, listen, let's just do what we know best. Let's just take money and dump it. But instead of making the thing better and actually helping the brand get better, they just threw gasoline on the flame, and now that the kitchen's on fire, that thing is burning. Like, right? So now the house, which is Microsoft, is in trouble. because you got this kitchen burning. What do? You got to put it out. So the question is, how is Microsoft going to put it out? But I will leave this off to Entity to see his thoughts. Entity, please provide your thoughts.
Right. So one of the reasons that it is so interesting to talk about Xbox is just they have problems everywhere, right? They have revenue problem, they have marketing problem, they have hardware problem. There's just problems that's just no end. Now, rather than discussing that, I wanted to concentrate on specifically potentially where they can do good, right, in the gaming world. Now, in the past, they used to have content problem, right? Halo, Gears, and Forza, and that was pretty much it. And for some idiotic and stupid reason, they refused to, sunset those IPs or let it sit down and allow their studios to develop new IP. They didn't do that. They just keep concentrating on that. Now, at the moment, I don't think they have that issue anymore because, they bought Bethesda, they bought ABK, we have Halo, Gears, Forza, next year Fable, Clockwork Revolution. So I don't think they have a content problem anymore. Now, the reason I think they want Gears to be exclusive, and I've been talking about this and I've been thinking about it, is that at the end of the day, this coming September, October, November is the most important period for this generation, right? There's going to be Wolverine, we're going to get Phantom Blade, there's going to be GTA 6, and in some shape or form, Xbox, what is remaining of Xbox, they cannot lose the last remaining, stronghold people, the core fan, right? Because if they released Gears on PlayStation, I can guarantee you somebody's going to look at Wolverine and Gears and GTA 6 on PlayStation, and I think they were probably going to pull the trigger, and I think they already have. So it's kind of almost too late. And the problem of it is that it's too late to do all of these things, right? It's too late to trying to salvage Ninja Theory, because the way that they should have salvaged Ninja Theory is when Bleeding Edge failed, right? They should have went back and talked to Ninja Theory and said, okay, Bleeding Edge failed. Senua, we know, it's a very good title. It was a niche, well, it's technically not a niche title because it sold 2 to 3 million, but they needed to create something new rather than going back to Hellblade, right? And that could have been maybe working with Marvel, maybe working with someone else, right? They needed to create new IP with Ninja Theory, and they didn't do that. And now it's kind of too late, and they're trying to salvage that studio. Maybe PlayStation is going to buy it, maybe not. We don't know. But my hope is that whatever Asha's doing, I hope that she's able to salvage what is remaining with Xbox. Because PlayStation needs competition, and if they can salvage it, yay. But I don't think they can salvage it with just Gears alone, right? I don't think they can salvage it with Clockwork Orange. I think those titles being exclusive is just a holdover. And by the end of maybe next year or the following year, I don't think Xbox as a hardware is going to survive. It is probably going to exist on PC, and PlayStation and the PC will just end up getting all the games. So,
Facts.
it's an end of an era for us, right? As gaming fans, it's an end of an era for Microsoft in terms of their capability. Now, there is a way, potentially way, to salvage it, but would Satya, would he be willing to bleed another maybe 20 billion for the next 5 years? I don't think he has the will to do that. Just, why do that when you can make, hundreds of $1 million by just selling your games on PlayStation platform? So, yeah, that's my position.
Yeah, I don't think Microsoft. I know from gamers' perspective, and of course, platforms, consoles need exclusives to sell. But for Microsoft to implement the strategy, use exclusives to sell, it's going to take time. It's not going to be an overnight thing. You're talking like an 8-year, like a long strategy, because you have to build that momentum, bring back that mind share, and it has to be multiple exclusives over the course of a period, and they have to be successful. Because you can have a game that's exclusive, but if it sucks, then it doesn't count. Doesn't mean anything.
Facts.
It's got to be consistent portfolio of good to great titles that people will now align your platform with all these amazing exclusives that over time kept coming out. But I don't think Microsoft has that patience, because if they've been losing money or not making the money they wanted to for years after years after years, you think Microsoft's going to give Xbox another 5, 6, 7 years to start? Because this is a big ship. It's not going to turn on a dime. It's going to be a slow, turn left, turn all the way left. Now you have to wait until this big monstrosity starts slowly turning to course correct. And I don't think Microsoft's interested in a long-term strategy that may or may not even work out. Even, you know what I'm saying? I think they want something quick. They want something quicker. I mean, we already know 2030 is the deadline, is when they're supposed to be number one in gaming. I think that's what she said, right?
That's 2030. That's a joke.
To put this in perspective, for people to understand, and I'm going to talk fiscal because most businesses talk fiscal. Microsoft fiscal begins July 1st. So in about 2 weeks, fiscal year 2027 begins. So 2027 is already here. So you got 2027, 2028, 2029, and then it ends June 2030. Because July 2030 is fiscal year 2031. How are they going to be the number one gaming platform in 4 years? That's impossible.
By being everywhere.
That is impossible. That is absolutely impossible. In 4 years?
No.
Like Tencent was number one in gaming for a little while because they were making more revenue than PlayStation, but they built up a portfolio of mobile games that were just like, it was a lot. They had a lot of successful mobile games that was driving in revenue, right? And then they had some AAA games, here and there, but their mobile strategy for that time period was just hitting. It was just hitting. They had a lot, and that was how they were making more money than PlayStation. But now PlayStation surpassed them because now PlayStation is like in the 30 billion realm. Tencent's not making 30 billion. They're making good money, but they don't have a strategy that makes, even a mobile strategy that makes them 30 billion. I don't see how Microsoft intends to be to be number one, you got to make over 30 billion. But how do you do that without PlayStation to begin with? Just PC and Xbox?
They can't.
That's not possible.
They
can't make $30 billion with just PC and Xbox.
That's gonna flow right into my point.
All right.
Facts.
Yeah. So with that, let's flow right into Doughboy. Doughboy, let's go. Yeah. What you got?
Yeah. So I mean, we just gotta look at it like in its totality. Look at the lies they tell, bro. Remember when we said Game Pass was supposed to save gaming? Game Pass is no. Y'all remember? Y'all remember saying Game Pass was going to be the way gaming was going to go in the future? That's how it was going to flow. And look at this. Remember we talked about MAUs? Y'all remember the conversations that was had about that and how much money they was making per month? Obviously, I blame a lot of this on Game Pass. Game Pass has destroyed Xbox. And not only that, Game Pass is looking like it was going to destroy gaming altogether. Because if you look at it like this, right, and this is the analogy that I came up with, right? So I look at Game Pass kind of like a buffet, right? When you go to a buffet, you want the good stuff. You want the steaks, you want the lobster, you want the crab legs. You know what I mean? And then when it comes to these studios right here, I don't even blame the studios as much. I know a lot of people putting blame on the studios, but I don't blame the studios as much because they put their faith in Xbox. Game Pass was supposed to save these studios and allow these studios to cook. Because y'all remember what Phil Spencer said. Phil Spencer said, I don't want to force my studios to do games that, the games that I want to do. I want them to be creative and do the games that they want to do. Game Pass is supposed to allow them to do that because it's just like a Netflix. You know what I mean? You got your big dogs. You got your 13 Reasons Why. You got your Orange is the New Black. You got your Stranger Things. Those shows are supposed to subsidize the little small shows that don't nobody really give a fuck about. These is the games that I guess like the Double Fine and the Compulsion and stuff. And I play South of Midnight. I kind of like South of Midnight. You know what I mean? Shout to my brother Craig. Keep the woke games alive. You know what I mean? But back on topic. You know what I mean? You supposed to have the big boy games that's supposed to subsidize the small stuff, and that's how Game Pass is supposed to work. Obviously, Game Pass is a clusterfuck. Game Pass basically fucking dead in my mind. You know what I mean? And I know that's your brother P Rob, but I'm telling you, you got Dot talking about Game Pass not the problem, bro. Game Pass is the fucking problem. Game Pass is the reason that they was so had as much hubris to go buy $80 billion worth of games, and they thought they could put it all together and make it work. Obviously, that shit ain't fucking working. So Game Pass definitely is one of the reasons that this shit is going down. I mean, I hate what's going on with the studios and whatnot. I mean, that's tough. Like you said, the real world, outside of just console warring, you know what I mean? But it's a real world component to it, man. These people got to, start from the bottom, start all over. They don't know what's going on. And like we've seen it before. I mean, we've seen it with Tango Gameworks, right? I mean, it's amazing how they put out a game and the game was getting awards with the Hi-Fi Rush, and then they closed the studio right then. So it's kind of like they're doing the same thing. History repeats itself, right? It's just amazing the way this thing flowing, and it's crazy how you can have so much hype. Oh man, they was going crazy on Twitter. I seen so many videos, people usually shitting on Xbox. Oh, Xbox back. Oh, we got exclusives back. Oh, we doing good. And then you get something like this, and I know a lot of people were saying comparisons like, well, why don't nobody ever say, man, when PlayStation get rid of studios, y'all just sweep that under the rug? I look at it like this. The reason that it don't get talked about as much when it comes to Xbox, the Xbox closes studios because Game Pass was supposed to save these studios. That's what they said. Game Pass was going to be the reason these studios would be able to produce, and it was going to thrive. Obviously, it didn't. And at this point, I mean, I just look at it just like they said. Xbox is really, on the ass end out. I mean, like you said, 25 years, no production. I mean, Game Pass. I mean, Xbox is basically the WNBA of gaming, right? You've been around for 30 years and you've been subsidized this long. You never turn a profit. It's like, that's crazy. So I guess we're just going to have to see how this thing play out, man. I mean, it's unfortunate for the studios and everything, but I mean, I don't see where Asha goes with this. I mean, I don't know, man. It's rough. It's really rough. And it just goes further to show why Xbox is in the last place in gaming, and it's like it's gonna stay that way. Ain't no 2030 comeback. I don't see it.
Mm-hmm. So you make a good point. Game Pass is absolutely the problem because it didn't achieve its goal of 100 million subscribers by 2027. It's nowhere near that. They're still hovering around 35 million, and according to Asha, when they raised the price, they actually lost people. So they're probably not even at 35 million anymore. They probably went under. They're probably at 30 million, maybe even less.
But the main thing is, if it had exclusives, right? Maybe it would have been much higher. But it's just, why subscribe to Game Pass when nothing is, there. To be honest, I don't think the only thing it is offering is a bargain bin, right? I'm going to subscribe to Game Pass to play Gears, and then I'm going to unsubscribe. It allows me to purchase a brand new game, play a brand new game with the lowest amount of cost. Mm-hmm. And that's all it does. That's the most powerful thing think about it, right? The most powerful thing about Game Pass, it's a bargain bin. What kind of business model is that? Mm-hmm. It's just, it's to be honest, it's idiotic.
Yeah, it's a bargain bin for new games. That's the problem. See, Sony explained why they didn't do it. They know these services are bargain bins. Cheap, low costing subscription to play a lot of games. That's why you put catalog games. Games that Walmart take off the shelf. That Best Buy takes off the shelf. The games when you walk into a store, they have this bin that you have to rummage through. You know what I'm talking about? They just throw anything in there. Hell, it's not even all games. It's music, movies,
all kind of stuff in there, right?
DVDs, like regular basic DVDs. It's just a rummage of things.
Yeah, it's the clearance section.
Just there, the clearance section. It's just a rummage bin. Like some of them is already pre-opened. There's not even an original wrapper. It's just random stuff. But if you
Game
take
Pass
all
is a clear section
yeah,
of gaming.
yeah. But if you take
That goes for
but it's really any subscription
too.
service. It's any subscription. If
Streaming
you take all
services
that,
too.
Yeah.
if you take all that and you put it back on a shelf in an organized manner, and you tell people, hey, you can access all of this for $12 a month, $15 a month, $20 a month, now it makes sense.
They're gonna take the $12.
Now you're making money because you're taking stuff people ain't buying no more. The stores don't want to put it on the shelf because, you know, stores make money off of space. They need the premium products on the shelf. These things are not premium products no more. They're old. No one's really buying them. So as a catalog where you could take all these games that are just catalog titles, they're old, whatever, you put them in a service, you know, $12, $15 a month, you can make money that way because nobody was buying those games anyway. In other words, you're monetizing games people are not going to buy anymore. Cool.
Exactly.
But Microsoft took brand new games that were meant to be $60, $70. I played Halo Infinite and I didn't spend money on it. When Halo Infinite came out, I played on my Xbox One. When it came out, I signed up for Game. I never signed up for Game Pass before until Halo Infinite came out, and it was free. I had 30 days of free Game Pass. I played Halo Infinite and I beat it. Not one single dollar I spent on that. How can that be? How can it be successful? And I know I'm not the only one doing. And then there was also ways to manipulate.
I did the same thing with Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah. There was also ways to manipulate Game Pass. They were giving out free Game Pass codes, 30 days a pop for years. And I put it on my internet, which was funny. An Xbox fanboy tried to tag the CIA because I was mentioning how to. Yeah, I don't know if some of y'all saw that. They tagged the U.S. Army, the CIA, and FBI saying I was breaking the law. And I started laughing. But what I put on Twitter, it says, hey, you can finesse the system. Create a new account. Make that new account your primary Xbox account. Get Game Pass for 30 days. Because your Xbox console and the new account is the primary account, log on to your real account, and you also have access to Game Pass. And you can keep doing that over and over. All you got to do is just create a new email. With every new email you create, you get 30 days of Game Pass. Make that new account your new, like the primary owner of your console. Then make your actual ID the secondary. All secondary accounts can enjoy what the primary has. You got games for a whole year. You create 12 accounts, brand new accounts, and every 30 days, you activate each new account with a new Game Pass. You got a whole year of Game Pass. And you then not spend one dime. How do people think you're going to make money? How do you think these games are going to be successful? These are all
They was doing 3-year glitches with Game Pass. You could do Game Pass for like 3 years. You pay one nominal fee and you get it for 3 years. I remember that. Like,
they still do it now.
So there's just a lot of
people
stuff.
telling me about $1 now.
Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff that you can exploit. But here's the biggest cause: a lot of people just didn't care. Remember Game Pass came out in 2017, 9 years ago.
Yep.
And you're nowhere near 100 million. You're not even near 50
at all.
You're not even near that. So most people didn't care. So there was just a lack of interest to begin with. Let's never mind the finesse of the system. Just some people who just didn't care to do it at all. So yes, Game Pass is a huge accelerator to the failure of Xbox. They should have just taken the Sony route.
They should have killed
catalog games, backwards compatibility games, and maybe after 2 years you put an Xbox title on the service. And people would have been fine. Because look at PlayStation. Nobody on PlayStation is jumping up and down. Even with Game Pass existing, there's not this huge movement of PlayStation gamers asking for PlayStation to start doing day-to-day. That was never really a movement. That just shows you how little people care about. That you have Xbox with the day-and-day system, but yet 93 million consoles sold, and the majority don't really care about day-and-day games on PlayStation Store. It's just not a thing. It's not something gamers really care about. It's just not really. It didn't work. And that accelerated Microsoft issues, you know. So let me take this over to Valkyrie, right? So Valkyrie, we saw great week in gaming, great weeks in everything. Microsoft had their showcase. And it's just like, for me, now I'm about to downgrade my grade to the showcase. Because to me, the showcase now feels performative. It doesn't feel genuine anymore. With Senwa not actually being released unless there's a buyer, Microsoft providing Gears and Clockwork as exclusives, but yet your company, you know what I mean, the division's just on fire, then what was all that for? Like, nothing really makes sense. Like, now they're all saying, oh, we got to make hard choices, layoffs. We're going to shut down studios. I think Compulsion Games and another studio is trying to negotiate so that way they can, like, find a way to become independent instead of outright close. To me, Microsoft's week in gaming was just performative. It was just taking advantage of the parasocial relationships they had that week. To me, it was just, oh, let's take advantage of the heat of the moment. We got all these YouTubers and journalists on our side. They're hyping Xbox exclusivity. Let's just take advantage of it. Because the truth is, oh yeah, we shutting stuff down. The games that we're showing that we're not going to release. What does Gears being exclusive mean now? I doubt they're gonna give a whole portfolio of exclusives in the future when you're this much in trouble. Now they're talking about they have to rethink their hardware strategy. So you might not even get a Helix, or if you do get a Helix, who knows what type of Helix you get? It just everything went to shit. So to me, the showcase is performative. I don't know. That's how I feel. What are your thoughts with how Microsoft presented the showcase, but now you start seeing the truth?
I think you need to look at it in two halves. If you look at the showcase as just a showcase, forget everything that's happened post it and all the talk and the lies or whatever they say. So as a showcase, as a show, right? If you watch a movie, the showcase itself was fine. Do you know what I'm trying to say? In terms of visually, everything, blah, 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 content. Now, if we go into the part about that where the whole point of a showcase of these showcases is to present what's upcoming, what you're going to give your customers, what if I was an Xbox gamer, would be able to play on my Xbox that I'd be looking forward to play, then yes, that score is, as I've said, that's my thing. So yeah, and it is pretty shit. You can't promise something to a customer or show something to a customer on an ad, and then you actually can't deliver it. So where I work, for example, it's retail. It's like me putting out a catalog or an EDM to a customer and telling you, hey, guess what? Come in store. There's this new thing coming, but we're never actually going to get it delivered. And you're never ever going to buy it in store. It's false advertising. And retailers get pinged for this, but yet you're a gaming company and you can do this. And your excuse is, oh, well, we ran out of money. They're going to shut them down, whatever. Well, don't show it. So
exactly
in other parts, in other parts of business, you do that, you get fined because you're literally lying. You're false advertising. It's legally, you're not allowed to do it, or advertising a price that you're actually not going to follow and keep. So there's that. In terms of the fact that I'm not going to be as harsh and say they're outright lying, even though they are, and it's coming out now, is internally they have no idea what is happening in their company. And this is what's coming up now. Like, they've been able to gloss over it, glaze over it, cover up, do whatever. Ash has been there distracting everybody with all this extra, new stuff that's coming out and all, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But as a company or as a division, when you internally have no clue where you want to go, what's happening, other parts of the business are making choices about your company or your division saying you're cutting funding, you have to do this, you do this. And this is what's happening, right? That's why they're cutting off studios, they're not doing this, they're doing this. They almost have no control over what's happening in there. But in terms of talking about Microsoft or Xbox having had the last 20 plus years or 25 years to get gaming right, they haven't, right? And everyone knows this. You guys have said this over and over again. So they took a wrong turn at one point, they'd made some bad choices, yeah, that's fine. But they've never recovered, never come back on track. And I'm just making this up right now. It's almost like they don't want to be in the game anymore, pun intended. And this is the perfect excuse. It's failing, it's not working. We have no choice. Did you know what I'm saying? It's like you're almost making it fail. You're almost setting it on fire. Or you're almost going in there and kicking the stumps of the house and going, oh, well, the house fell down. I tried, but I mean, I'm just making this up. But it's almost kind of like that. You could see it that way. That's all.
I just added a poll. Like, did Microsoft pull a Wolf of Wall Street on us, selling us fake stock?
Yep.
I have a feeling they're pulling a Wolf of Wall Street on us. right? That they're just, I don't know. I honestly can't. I can't, like, I recently made a video because I didn't have the podcast tools. I said, let me drop a video. I'm going to be honest. I honestly cannot honestly give a good prediction for Xbox. They're so far behind and so they're just such in dire strait. I cannot honestly tell you if they're gonna bring a console or if they're gonna go full third party or they're even gonna be around. I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know what they actually have planned, what they're actually gonna do. I know. Listen. I will not be surprised if they cut the hardware and go full third party. I wouldn't be surprised if they cut so much that they're just pretty much just pretty much a variation of ABK, Bethesda, and a few core first parties. I really don't know. I really can't tell anybody. Do you guys have any ideas or maybe a guesses? I'll be honest. I honestly can't say. I'm not listening. One thing I will say, I am not listening to any Xbox gamer, enthusiast, or fan. Them guys didn't even figure out Microsoft was putting games on PlayStation. I got this damn fly here. Get out of here. Oh, man. Well, Doughboy knows the struggle of flies in North
Even the fly cannot get enough of Turok.
Yo, for real. But
you're just so magnetic.
Yo, or maybe I smell like shit. I don't know. Maybe I'm full of shit right now. Maybe.
I mean, the fly heard Xbox dog shit and then came.
Maybe
Xbox is dog shit.
Just dog shit right now.
He's like, "Where's the dog shit?"
For real. But I honestly cannot give the audience, people who watch this channel, an honest prediction. I honestly can't. This is so. I never seen this in gaming to this extreme. The closest I seen, and I mentioned in the video, was Scalebound. Phil Spencer, Microsoft, I think it was E3 2016. If I remember correctly, they showed Scalebound on stage, and they added multiplayer co-op, which was something people didn't expect. And everybody's like, "Oh man, this is cool." So now you got multiple main characters. I think it was up to 4 players, and everybody had a dragon. So, single player combat, but now in the co-op settings, all that whole Xbox Live stuff. New feature, and they show gameplay, and they showed it on stage. E3 2016. Now, the holiday comes, 2016, November comes. They drop the price of the Xbox One S. I think they launched the Xbox One S. And I even said in the video that when Scalebound drops, if they make like a Scalebound Xbox, Xbox One bundle, I will buy that and I will unbox it live. That's gonna be my first Xbox One. Like that would be that specific bundle. But then January 2017, they announced the cancellation. And I'm like, but you showed this at E3 with a new mode that nobody even really asked for. It was dope. It was awesome, but you teased. And I made that video and I was so pissed. And I was so pissed, and I didn't realize how many people were pissed off for long literally. Like, you literally showed us a game, you introduced a new mode live on the big stage, and got us all excited, and then you waited till after the holidays, which was convenient, and tell us, "Oh yeah, we're not giving you this game." And I'm like, wow, this to me is even worse because that was like last week. Not even last week, because they showed us a game that they had no intention of giving us. This shit is wild. So you know how bad your brand, the company has to, the division has to be, that you're showing games that you already know you're not going to give to your customers? Like, how much of a shitstorm is Xbox in? I can't tell you what they're going to do. I can't tell anybody any prediction. I don't know what Helix is going to be. I don't know if they're going to stick around third party. If they do stick around third party, I don't know who's going to stick around, what studio is going to stick around to make third-party games. I don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Let me.
I wonder how long have they known that they was going to make that cut? Because I mean, cutting the whole studio, that ain't something you just do on a whim. You just don't wake up on a Thursday and be like, "Yeah, let's cut these fools." Nah. Did y'all know before y'all did the showcase that y'all was going to get rid of this? Like,
they absolutely know.
They would have had to know, right?
Yeah, they didn't do the showcase, and then Monday realized, "Oh, we have to shut the studio down." No, they knew. I would say within the first 30 days of Asha taking over, they knew. Her taking over within the first 30 days, that's already validated. That's already in the play. First 30 days. There's just going to be so much to that. Let me do some viewer activity, and then I want to get to the next topic. Unless anybody else wants to address it, but let me do the viewer activity. We got Gordo P23. Thank you for the super chat. He says, "Is nobody talk about Nintendo data breach? I haven't seen anyone talk about it yet." So I looked into it. It was a third-party service provider, but the breach didn't access any customer information, privacy information. Exactly. It's a non-issue. It's a breach, but no customer's information was breached, intruded upon. Like the things you worry about from a breach didn't really impact the customers. So that's why you're not hearing much about it.
And it's just another Tuesday.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why you're not hearing about it, Gordo, because there was no intrusion to the actual privacy information, or to like the network security that people can breach, accounts and things like that. So it was a very small, isolated incident that's not very impactful. Glassdoor Gamer, thank you for the super chat. Showcase should be disqualified. They cheated. I think they lied. They just lied. Because who else? What other game in that showcase is on the chopping block? What game's gonna survive?
Yeah.
Galaxy Fur. Thank you for the super chat. Xbox with Hellblade pulled an Apple by closing Ninja Theory. Apple advertised Apple Intelligence in a smarter Siri, but it never existed. Yeah, I think they're going with Google. I think they're partnering with Google. Yeah, Galaxy Fur. Let's see. Thank you so much. So the new Siri is now Gemini, and Apple was sued. Yeah, so Gemini is Google. So I don't think Apple was able to really curate a proper AI. This is your time to shine, entity. And shout out to Scott. Thank you so much for the super chat, Scott. Scott says Xbox pulled fast one with their lower Game Pass when it's really 15% higher before they raised it. They tricked their fans to cheer the price hike. Technically, yes. The price, even though they lowered the price, is still higher than the original base price, and they took away Call of Duty.
You took stuff away.
And you took Call of Duty, which signals that if you could take Call of Duty away, then you could take any game away. Any game could be taken away, right? So yeah, that's interesting. So before I move on to the next topic, are we gonna close up Xbox? Any last thoughts?
Yeah, I'll say my last thoughts. You asked the question, where do you think they go from here? I think they gonna get out of hardware. I think that's definitely gonna happen, and I think they're gonna license the Xbox name, kind of like what they do with the Asus, the ROG Ally X or whatever. They just use the Xbox name as a seller or whatever. So Xbox fans will do that, and they're just gonna go full third party games everywhere.
Let me ask you
this:
what I think will happen. What third party would want Xbox licensing on their hardware? Would you want it? Would you want the name Xbox on your hardware?
Hell no.
Nah.
No, boy's like,
hell no.
Nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, at this point, I don't know, dog.
I mean, Doughboy's getting their games anyway. He plays on PC, right? So, seriously, Xbox already published on your platform, so you're okay.
So I mean, you're okay. Yeah.
Not that you would choose to get it or anything.
Yeah, but that's a good point, But yeah, I was thinking about that. But let me move on to the next. Unless anybody else had their final thoughts, maybe a prediction. I'll be honest. Yeah. Getting a hardware, I mean, it could go. Like they could shut that whole thing down. I don't know. It's just too much for me.
I can give you a prediction.
All right. Go ahead.
I think I can give you one.
Go ahead, Sean.
I think they're gonna gut every single company except for the couple of ones. I think they're gonna probably keep Gears. I think they probably gonna keep Forza, and I think they're just probably gonna be like four or five games, and they probably gonna go third party. I think they basically trying to get out all the smaller studios so they can just try to sell it to somebody or actually just have just those particular games.
So you think they're just gonna keep the biggest studios and that's it? The ones that make the biggest, highest selling games. Everybody
Fallout,
else,
probably Fallout.
like that's what they keep
possibly Doom.
Call of Duty, they keep in.
Doom.
But all the smaller
Call of Duty,
like Compulsion Games.
You know, like
Ninja
I said,
Theory,
like it'd probably be like 6 core games. Yeah.
Those guys are going out. Okay. All right.
And everybody else is gone.
Yeah, what I will add to it is if you think about it, this is kind of history repeating itself. Because when Starfield released, in quotation marks, exclusively on Xbox and PC, at that time, PlayStation released Spider-Man 2. And that year, PlayStation had the highest unit of PlayStation sales. And now they're pitting Gears of War E-Day against Wolverine. Again, they're going against Marvel.
Crazy.
I predict
PlayStation to sell a lot of PlayStation 5s.
So I think it was Jeff Grubb or somebody I read on Twitter that the Starfield experiment absolutely failed.
Yep.
And they will never do a time exclusive for a Bethesda game again. That it absolutely did not. Like it failed bad. Like their little attempt of keeping exclusive to Xbox absolutely was catastrophic, and that they would never do that again. So like it sounds like Bethesda and ABK will never be exclusive to Xbox. They will never repeat that. Now they're trying to see internal studios, but even then, this doesn't make sense, right? Because
they're doing it again.
Like
this is insanity. It's like the saying, right? The form of insanity is doing the same thing again and again and expecting a different outcome.
Exactly. Yep, 100%.
I'm gonna say this with PlayStation. Even with Wolverine and Grand Theft Auto 6, the fact that the PlayStation 5 is $650, even I think it's not gonna sell. I think Sony, this holiday, with the launch of Wolverine, they would have to start a sale. They would have to. They would have to start a temporary sale during the holiday period and bring the PlayStation back down to $500.
Yeah.
There is no way.
They're going to see the numbers.
They know it's already happened. UK saw a 50% sales reduction. Like that. 50%. Like that. The moment the price got increased. That is huge that your console just dropped, right? For Wolverine and Grand Theft Auto to really push PlayStation sales, they have to drop the price. You're not going to get a lot of sales at $650. And you definitely not getting hardly anyone to buy a Pro at $900. They would have to, at a minimum, bring it back down to $750 and $550 for the disc and $450 for the all digital, which I think the all digital will be the primary seller at $450. $450 or $450 would be huge because that's a great price. If they could get it down to the original launch price of $500 and $400 and $700 for the Pro, that would be a huge boost. And Wolverine and Grand Theft Auto 6 would definitely get consoles off the shelves, especially when people know that after the holiday the prices are going back up to $650 and $900. I don't think PlayStation will be able to produce enough consoles with the amount of people that will take advantage of those sale prices. But if the consoles stay at $650 and $900, there's not going to be a lot of sales. It's just not.
Exactly.
So if Sony with Wolverine and Grand Theft Auto 6, even though it's a multiplat, everybody constantly they're just looking at PlayStation for that game, right? It's just like all eyes is on PlayStation. Then what the hell is Microsoft gonna do at $650? Their console $650. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, no one's gonna buy an Xbox for $650. Like, that's just not gonna happen. So it's a really bad time to think you could sell Xboxes at $650.
Horrible time.
This is just a mess. It's just a mess of a gen. Even Sony is gonna have. Luckily, Sony's already at over 90 million, so they're gonna reach 100 million. So I think that's probably why Sony also raised the price because they already hit their benchmark, which is close to 100 million. I think that's their benchmark has already been met. Now it's bonus miles, right? They're bonus miles. I don't think Sony was ever contemplating trying to beat the PS2 with 150 million. That's not going to happen. You would have to aggressively have low price drops to ever go near that number. But I think Sony's content. Of course, they want to sell more consoles, but I think they hit their strategic number.
And if we're being honest, this might be perfect timing because I was thinking about this. If you juxtapose like the last 3 years of the PS4 generation to like, we ending off this generation now. If you look at those sales in the last 3 years of the PS4 generation, I mean, insane sales. Horizon 20 million, God of War 20 million, Spider-Man 20 plus million, Ghost of Tsushima 15 plus million. I mean, them games was flying off the shelf. Them was insane numbers. Yeah. So if they can like pull something similar with that, woo, man, I'm telling you. Numbers.
Yes. So yeah. So let me do some more super chats and then we'll go on to the next topic. We got Rufus. Thank you so much for the super chat. Rufus says, is it possible that Asher Sharma's real goal is to shut down Xbox, as Seamus Blackley said, and going to exclusives and closing down studios as the cost of doing that is just her excuse? It is possible. I think there is no. I don't think any ideas off the table. I think the one constant is she has to make the business profitable. That's really the so what. That's the first so what. I know she told us that her mandate is to be the number one gaming publisher, but before you can get there, the business has to be profitable first. And a lot of times, bringing stuff back to profitability for the immediate impact is cuts. You're going to cut the fat. You're going to streamline processes. You're going to merge divisions. You're going to cut positions, which I think some key people in Xbox left. So you're seeing key positions of people leaving, getting rid of studios. Talk of smaller projects are being cut. They're sticking with the big ones. So there's going to be a lot of streamlining, a lot of cuts and stuff like that. The big question I think really people are going to be asking is the hardware. Are they going to push a new hardware? Because hardware right off the bat is a revenue loss, at least for a console platform provider. You have to sell the console at a subsidized price to get it into the consumer's hands. So rarely do you sell a console for profit day one. Is that something they're interested in? If they're not interested in taking a loss on consoles, do they sell the console for profit? And if it is, it costs $1,500, $1,200, $1,000. Or do they say we're just not going to do it? Like, what decision will they make? It's pretty. Whew, it's a lot. Mm-hmm. It's a lot.
Which I don't think they're going to do. Then I don't think they're going to do the console. Sorry, I'm interrupting you.
No, go ahead. Absolutely.
You've just said, but based on what you've just said, right? If their aim and her being there, and I still think she's probably lying that she's actually not trying to save it. They're literally just trying to burn it. Yeah. But if their aim is to make it profitable, and exactly as what we just said, any console is sold at a loss, right? So if they come up now and say, we are going to push the console and we're going to do it one at a time where every other, like Sony and that are delaying the releases of those because of the cost of components. Now, if they come across and push that, and like you said, there's no way they can sell it at the price it needs to be sold to make a profit because no one will buy it. If they subsidize it, and you're going contrary to you trying to make a profit, is what you're saying. So if that happens, we all know then they're deliberately trying to burn it and they're all liars. But again, I secretly don't think she's trying to save it. I think she's saying it, and we've all seen that she's capable of saying something and lying about it. I don't think she's going to make a profit. I still think they put her in there to save face. If this is my front, but behind I'm knocking down the building. But I'm just putting it here so you think I'm building something.
So
here.
She's the one that's she's purposely she purposely is the one to what's the word? Just wind it down.
Soften the blow.
Wind it down.
Yeah, it's a pretty face to make you to distract and be like, oh yeah, I'm trying this and doing it, and I think she knows.
Sunset,
and she's just there for
Sunset the brand.
She's exactly, and she's there for that reason.
And
that's why the messaging is so everywhere. Yeah.
And try to mitigate try to minimize the loss in sunsetting the brand. Like if you could sell off. Yeah. Like I get it. So like sunset, but with the interest of the company of mitigating as much possible loss as possible. Hey, that's
what liquidators do, right? You try and sell parts of the business that you can, literally, but they're just not officially doing it. But that's what you do, right? Exactly. Or when
liquidation
someone takes over a company.
That would be insane if that was her real
Matt Balls
Wow.
Matt Ball's expertise is pretty much liquidation, winding down, and also selling.
Really?
Yeah. That's where he is.
That would be insane if it was really about a liquidation strategy.
Good call.
That's insane. Like I didn't think about like that would be insane. Like, woo, oh man, this Twitter will be on fire if the truth if the truth was that the whole intention was just a liquidation strategy. My God, I feel bad for Tim Dog.
Oh my God!
I would have to do a welfare check.
Imagine
I would have to get a ticket to New York, knock on his door. Hey, I'm doing a welfare check on my boy Tim Dog. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah, Sean, you don't have to burn Xbox; it's burning itself.
Yeah, it's like, hey,
yes,
we're putting exclusives on our consoles, so it looks like it has value, so we sell it. Oh my God!
I don't know.
Give the player play time. So
Valkyrie bringing stuff we didn't even think about.
Listen, clip that because that's all her. So if Microsoft gets liquidated, Valkyrie that's her. That is her. So everybody, SPR, clip that, save it for the archives, and whenever it shows up, you're gonna be like, the Queen has made her prediction. Off with their heads. Mm-hmm. The Queen of Hearts. She made the prediction.
Think about it, right?
You got to do
a video on
that one.
She's gonna get blamed for it.
She'll get blamed.
Valve's gonna get blamed for it.
Xbox fanboy will go after you.
You have a house that's falling down, right? Yeah. If a house is falling down, you want to sell it. You do the minimal work to make it look good and hope no one checks the foundations. Sell it and be like, oh well, it's your problem now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's no lemon law for this product. There's no lemon law.
A lemon. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the lemon law.
Sorry.
Like sorry. You should have checked the Carfax. All right. Let me do some more viewer activity. Thank you so much for the viewer activity, people. I appreciate it, man. The comments are awesome. John Baptiste, my man said, Game Pass stopped doing day one since July 10, 2024, before Black Ops 6 went to Game Pass day and date. The essential tier and premium tier of Game Pass doesn't have any day and date while they're paying more. Absolutely. They kind of found a way not to do day and date by creating tiers. Because originally it was Game Pass day and date. And it was. But then when they created different tiers of Game Pass, it was like, well, this tier of Game Pass has the day and date. But these other Game Pass don't. So you're right. They already shifted the definition of who, what, where. Yeah, that is true.
You only can get it with Ultimate.
They
like
pull the Amazon. They pull the Amazon. Yo, boy. They pull that 4K shit on me. They did the same shit. You right, motherfuckers. So unbelievable. They pulled that Amazon on me. Got a whole 4K ass TV, and they like, nah, Pete Rock, you got 1080p, dog. But for $5 a month, we got you. You got me by me getting you. Like, how does that work? I'll be honest. I was ready. I was good. I was like, fuck that. I'll watch.
Wifey wasn't having that.
I was watching Boys in 1080p. I was cool. I was like, okay. It's not like I need to see all that penis flying in 4K. Half the show is them showing penis all day, right? So I was cool. I was like, all right, I'm cool. But wifey was not having that. Wifey was like, yo, she thought the TV was broken. And then when I told her, yo, she really thought the TV was broken. Like, we need a new TV. I'm like, why? Look how the screen looks. And I'm like, no, that's just showing 1080p. It's just because of Amazon. Like, and she's like, why are you showing 1080p for? Then I explained to her. And she just looked at me like, so we got 4K TV, and you expect me to watch this blurry shit because you don't want to pay $5 a month. $5. So I got to deal with this for $5. And I said, nope, you ain't got to deal with nothing, honey.
Smart man.
When she said, I gotta deal with this because you gotta pay $5. What she meant was, you really want to deal with this to save $5. I said, nope, I'm good. You ain't gotta deal with nothing. Done. Just close the app and restart it. And I walked away. I already knew what that meant. I'm like, this ain't worth it. Nope, we're good. And I just didn't look back. All right. So let me see. So okay.
Can I just issue apologies? Can I issue a correction?
Well, let me do one more view activity. Let me finish the view activity.
Yep. You do that.
We got Glassdoor Gamer. The only thing they try is cloud and spin it like it's the best cost-effective way to game. They already have the Azure infrastructure, not going to work. And I agree with that because the difference is everybody attempted cloud. Stadia, Amazon's doing it, right, with their Luna. So I like if cloud was a new thing that would like pique people's interest, sure. But I think right now we have so many cloud providers for games that everybody knows like, yeah, this ain't a big thing. Like we already know. Like Amazon has Luna, Nvidia has their Shield, right? Stadia flopped and they shut it down. Google shut it down. PlayStation has cloud. So I think now cloud is nothing new. Everybody has it now. And I said, and I predicted that. I said cloud would not be the next big thing. I said at best, cloud would be just a companion to whatever platform you have. And that's all it's ever going to be. It's going to be a companion component to your hardware. And that's exactly how it turned out. NVIDIA Shield, for the majority, is just a companion to the people on PC who play on Steam or whatever. Cloud on PlayStation Portal. It's just a companion. And Xbox Cloud is a companion to your hardware. That's it. But it was never going to be the main star. Very few people would just be strictly a cloud gamer. That's just not going to happen. Because people don't mind hardware. Who minds hardware? Gaming is probably the main thing where people don't actually mind having hardware and enjoying games running on your hardware. There's no issues.
Yeah, totally.
Gordo P23. How can they have console exclusives if Steam Machine comes out with Gears day and date? A good question. It's just going to comes down to if we look at Steam as a console. That's really what's going to... It's really going to be a consumer feedback. Do we look at it as a console or is it just a modular PC? Who knows? Who knows how well Steam will do that? But if it's looked at as a console, then you're right. It can't be considered a console exclusive when another console has your game. That's a good point. Glenzer, thank you for being a member. 12 months. Xbox gotta find a way to market to wives. PR knows. What's he trying to say? Hold on, Glenzer. What are we doing here? Xbox gotta find a way to market to because of the Amazon. Okay. That's why. Okay. I was thinking my head was in the gutter. I'm like, wait a minute. What's he trying to say? Like, I don't know. But yeah. Like get your wife. Like, listen, Xbox so bad, even my wife thinks Xbox is dog shit. No, it's okay. She didn't say it's dog shit. But I will tell you, I said this story before, but just in case, this is absolutely true. During the Super Bowl, no, it wasn't the Super Bowl. It was one of the playoff games, but it was during football season. We were watching. It was on Amazon, so it was one of the football games. It was on Amazon. A commercial came, right? Or it was NBC? No, it was NBC Sunday Night Football. Now it's coming. So NBC Sunday Night Football, a commercial came. Starfield. It was around the time Starfield came out, so this was like September, October. We were watching it, and it showed Starfield. And the commercial literally said no console required. Play on cloud. So the first thing my wife looked at me, she's like, "Oh, so you don't need an Xbox anymore?" That's what she said. That's what she took from the commercial. Oh, you don't need an Xbox no more to play these games? And I said to myself, Microsoft fucked up. Because, like, my wife's a casual. And if her interpretation is, I don't need to buy an Xbox, that's what's like, oh, man, Microsoft, what did you do? What did you do? Like, that's why my wife took from the commercial. You know? The commercial, I understood because I'm a gamer and I know what they're doing and that they're just trying to say that it's on the cloud. But the way they worded it, because they put the words no console required, right? They advertise cloud the wrong way. You don't hear Sony saying no console required when the Portal came out. Or when they added cloud streaming to the Portal, they didn't say no console required. They didn't like that's a unique statement. So they put it in big letters and bold letters, no console required. So my wife's like, "Oh, so you don't need a console?" And I'm like, "Oh, these guys are so stupid, bro."
So their marketing's failed, right? Because if you're because literally, if your aim is to convert, and that's what it should be, you're not trying to convert your existing Xbox gamers. You're trying to bring new people on your platform. If they don't even understand what it is, they're not going to come to it. So literally fail. And that's another example of why they're not working for the last 20-something years.
See, they failed to get
what a L.
new guys in, but they're also turning away their existing fans because they're basically telling them, well, your console's worthless, right? So,
That's one of Sarah Bond's greatest hits, boy.
Existing fans left. They
spend all
went
this
to
money
PC.
on a console anymore. Yeah, just play it from your PC. Isn't that what Extreme?
All of them did. All of them
People
did.
bought a Series X and left the Series X for PC. Literally, people who were willing to get your product left your product.
The diehard fans too.
Yeah. Crazy.
It's like BMW going, here, I'm going to give you all my BMW features, but it's over here in this Kia that costs 10 grand instead of 100 grand.
Yeah.
Duh.
You get all like I don't know. It's just Microsoft really screwed up. Galaxy Fur, thank you for the super chat.
That's crazy, man.
Helix just means PS6 in a different language. Project Helix is making more games for PlayStation. Oh man. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you much for the super chat. So the next topic I want to talk about, right? And it'll probably be our last one. I think. Let me see. It's Sony. I want to talk about this. So Sony has their own problems. Not dire. The house is not on fire. But the master bathroom has a clogged toilet, so none of us could take a shit. So that's Sony's issue. They got to purge the toilet. The toilet we gotta call a plumber and purge that sucker. Because right now, Sean right now is clenching his butt cheeks. He's about to shit on his underwears. Can he get new underwear? Sure. No one's gonna die. The brand's not gonna disappear. Right? Our house is fine. It just, we need to take a shit and we can't. We're about to shit in the yard as a backup plan. Right? And that clogged toilet is called Bungie. Bungie is this clogged toilet that is backed up because people bought the wrong wipes. They didn't buy flushable wipes. They bought non-flushable wipes and they shoved it all down in the toilet and it's just stuck there. It's just a thing that's stuck, right? Apparently in an article, right? I'm not gonna read it because it's a lot, but I'm gonna paraphrase it. Sony is actually not happy. There are people within the Sony camp that were not happy with Bungie shutting down Destiny 2. Apparently that wasn't a company-wide at the top decision. And the reason why Bungie was able to make it is because of the agreement. They had authority, full control over the IPs, what to make, when to make it, what to shut down. So Bungie has full autonomy. They have full control of. Anyway, they can make these decisions. Yeah, autonomy. There you go. They can make these decisions. They don't have to wait for Hiroki Totoki to approve. That was part of the agreement when they purchased. So Bungie's like, listen, well, whatever, but we can do all this stuff. We don't have to wait for your permission for all this stuff, whatever. That's where Sony came into the clause of, fine, we will give you these decisions. We will allow you to have these decisions. But if you fail to make these metrics, eventually you will be absorbed. And now you no longer have the authority. Bungie agreed. Okay. So Bungie still has this authority to do this stuff, and they chose to sunset Destiny 2 to where it's not going to shut down as in you can't play it no more. It's kind of like Destiny 1. You can still play Destiny 1 to this day. All they're doing is just optimization updates and things like that for glitches, whatever. But you're not going to get new content. There is no more new content. No more new map packs, nothing. It's done. Destiny 2 is under the same thing. Apparently, Sony did not like that at all. They wanted Destiny 2 to keep going. Apparently, layoffs are coming within Bungie. Like a lot. To the point where now Bungie might just end up going from apparently they've already been getting cut, but now they'll end up being 400 employees. When they were first bought, they were 1,200 employees deep.
Damn.
They were 1,200 employees deep when they were acquired. And now they potentially can end up 400 employees.
And that's 1/3 of the group.
Yes.
Really?
Me personally, just sell the studio, man. I don't know. This is another thing. I'm like, man, this is really bad. And I'm like, this company, this strategy for live service has also been a huge blemish for Sony. Because when you think of all the issues PlayStation had, it is primarily live service driven or port PC driven, but more live service driven than anything. Almost all the studios that got closed were live service or attributed to live service. And now Bungie, $3.6 billion. And now they're getting reduced to 400. People are not happy with Marathon. It wasn't the hit that they were expecting. Me personally, sell the studio off, but I want to go around the horn. I'll start with Henry. What I know you know we were big on Destiny 2. Like what does Sony do? Like how does this play out? Like
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it would be a knee-jerk reaction to look at the numbers and go, oh, yeah, this is not working out, right? So I don't know. I feel like Sony is a little. They kind of like what's the right way to put it? They kind of like yeah, like there's this Chinese idiom saying that you're using warm water to cook a frog. The frog doesn't die, right? Yeah. It's just kind of like you're just kind of giving it like a hot bath. Yeah. You're just giving it a hot bath, right? So, yeah, I don't know. I've talked about how big fond memories and the interactions and the networks that I got because of Destiny 1 and 2.
You told us about the emojis or the smileys,
Yeah.
Great opportunities.
I could do those for you, for your channel, by the way, when you're ready to go that way.
All right.
So, but I also feel like like Halo 3 is such a big thing. It led me to buy an Xbox 360, right? So, they just need to make Destiny 3, honestly. So like
you think Destiny 3 will solve this? Will get things back right?
I think so. I think that you got to hold on to your fans. Don't be like Xbox, right? So, the other day I was shepherding. That's what they call when you help another player in the Division 2, right? So, he was a new player on the Division 2 because he came over from Destiny 2, right? He's saying he's waiting for that last expansion to launch, and he's gonna try to rally his community to just like overload the server to prove to Sony that they shouldn't be discontinuing Destiny 2. And I hope all the fans on Destiny 2 feels that way. So I left a few years ago. I was telling him how I used to play, and when I left, he was like, "Whoa," and the game changed a lot since then. And but Bungie also has to get their acts together. They can't make their Destiny 2 and 1. They're like not compatible because one of the codes are on Destiny 1 is so like a messy that they just have to make a new game, right? So they couldn't just keep making expansions to it. Part of that is because Activision wants new games instead of expansions to make their money, right? So, but with all that aside, all these digression that I'm making, but I don't have an answer for this. I want to wait and see. I want a little bit more patience because we do have a weekly show, and I don't think that Sony is capable of solving this problem, in a week or two, and we won't find out. But this is not a seller's market, right? So look at liquidation, for lack of a better word, liquidation on the Microsoft side. There's plenty of studios and developers to go around for people to invest in. So, and I think publishers are going to get a good deal by acquiring these talents. So they're not going to get money out of selling Bungie. Well, obviously they're going to lose money regardless, right? So maybe just work with them, right? So I don't know, I don't know how working with developers works. Do our developers just go, no, we're not a helping studio. We're not a supporting studio. We're not going to make a PvP version of The Last of Us for you, or we're not going to, be just a motion capture studio, like for example, Ninja Theory. So Yeah, I don't have a good answer. I personally, as a fan, I don't want Sony to let go Bungie. I think there's value in it, but maybe they can buy their assets or something. But don't like Bungie has good stuff in it. What do you do? Right. So
Okay. All right.
I said a whole lot of nothing. My bad.
No, but it's a tough thing. Like right now, just from a gamer perspective, we think Destiny 3 could save, right? Especially if Destiny 3 comes out, whenever it does come out, and it has the same reaction as Destiny 2 and 1, then yeah, because those games were huge. It blew up. Everybody was playing it. They were making the same amount of money. So yeah, the question is like kind of like Microsoft, does Sony have the patience to wait for Destiny 3? Like write out Marathon, do the best you can, but start working on Destiny 3 because we're trying to get that going. And then as soon as Destiny 3 come out, we're sunsetting Marathon. Like, does Sony have the patience for that? I don't know.
And I also wonder this about Bungie. I've always heard, even before Jason Schreier started writing about the problem within Bungie's development hell, right? So they've always had problem hitting their milestones. They have management problems from the get-go.
Always, yeah.
Like that part has to be solved. They don't have a creative problem. They have a problem with managing
the delivery.
Yeah.
A consistent delivery.
Right. So
they need a project manager.
So what is it about their decision making? What is it about their decision making section that's causing crunching? Because you're clearly taking too long for things to go through. Right. So, like
right. It's just crazy.
I still said a bunch of nothing.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, chat.
No, but you make great points. Destiny might be the key to get out of this hole, but there's some internal management. I mean, there's a lot, right? Sean, I know you played a lot of Destiny, and I know you feel Sony should keep Bungie.
I do.
So how do you think they get out of this hole? Is it also Destiny 3? Is that the answer?
I think that's the way to go. I mean, I'm with the community.
Can Destiny they do anything with Marathon? Is there anything they can do with Marathon?
I think Marathon is dead on arrival.
That like Xbox burned to the ground?
Yep. I think Marathon burned down to the ground. Yeah, definitely. Because like I said, Destiny's a better game. And I'm not into extraction shooters, so I never been into that actual genre. Because I mean, arc raiders and all that, I never really got into all that. But Destiny, yeah, I played that a lot. So that's what I said. I played since the first one, and then I also had the second one. But yeah, I definitely feel like they did make some mistakes. But yeah, sunsetting Destiny 2, I'm with Henry on that one. I'm at to piggyback on that one. But yeah, I think if they actually do it in the right promotion and actually get some hype around it, I think in a couple of years Destiny 3 can come back. So I think they're not just gone forever, but I think for now it's not going
to. Okay.
It's challenging, but give us a journey.
Right.
Don't give us a extraction. Don't give us a like don't give us like a short attention stamp type of thing. Give us a journey of epic story of saving the universe with the larger than life giant monsters and the savior in the giant ball or something.
And that's what Destiny made great. And that's why I say I love the story. And that's why I say even with the DLCs, it actually had story. Like in the beginning, yeah, it had its hiccups because you did have you fighting the same bosses at a couple of times in the beginning, but once they
times,
a bunch of times. Matter of fact, a bunch of times. So yeah, like from experience, if they can actually get back on the ball, I think they can come back and actually make a lot of money from it. But I do believe that they shouldn't have bought it like you said, P-Rock. But I do still believe it's hope. I do still I do still believe that they can still try to come back from this.
Okay.
I mean, if you were to access their knowledge about the genre, then I hope
and they're good with FPSs, so I give them that.
Yeah.
The gunplay is freaking phenomenal.
Oh my god, it's so addicting. Yeah.
Oh man, plus, that's what I said. I need to get back on Destiny 2 now. I'm probably gonna come back when that DLC comes out. So I might have to do a little bit more on the expansion Because I still need to finish the final shape. Yeah, the final shape deal.
Yeah, notice how Bungie went from a giant ring to a giant ball.
Right.
But it's also a good ball though. It's not a prison because the Halo is a prison, right? So the Traveler is Jesus or whatever, right? So like,
So I freaking love Destiny, man. I freaking love it. That's what I say. I did the whole campaign by myself, and I didn't even ask for help. I did the whole thing by myself, and I knew it was the challenging thing ever to do. But I did it on day one. I went through the whole campaign by myself. No teammates, nothing.
Man, you run into a lot of bad players, but if you hit the good players to team up with you, I was getting great. Killed.
Yeah. But I bear through it. But I beat the game. I beat that whole campaign though. I sure did.
Okay. Entity, I know you are enjoying Marathon, or at least you did. What are your thoughts? Because I know you enjoyed Marathon. You had big aspirations. I remember you hyped Marathon.
Yeah. Yeah, no. It's like at the end of the day, I was wrong. I thought that but by the sheer
it's your opinion, dude. It's not wrong. Yeah.
No. It was like I thought it was going to be a similar hit to Helldivers, right? That's what I was thinking, and again, I was just 100% wrong. And I think that the most important thing to say about specifically Bungie Marathon and Destiny is Destiny. I still believe that it is a massive IP, right? You can make anime out of it, you can make movies out of it, TV shows out of it, games out of it, whatever it is. It just works, right? That lore, that world, it's just amazing place to be, right? So I definitely think that Sony should invest in Destiny more.
Oh no!
Did you cut off?
Bungie? All right. No, with Bungie and see how it goes. I think that's the best idea. How Destiny should continue. I think with Marathon, what they should do is make the necessary changes in regards to introduce PvP and maybe another 2 or 3 seasons, and then pretty much put it on rest mode in terms of it's gonna be a game that exists. It's gonna be maybe in sometime in the future it's gonna be on PlayStation Plus. Maybe that's how they will recuperate some of the money they've lost. And I think that would be the main aspect of it. Now, Bungie, and this is the sad factor in relation to Bungie, is that my understanding with looking at Bungie and the current label, how much staff and that setup, is that maybe with 800 people or whatever the 1,000 people, it was set up to support and run probably 2 to 3, massive service games. And I think the rumors of Sony, winding that down back to the 400, the core potential 400, is that it's just gonna be, a studio that hopefully develops Destiny, the next Destiny, and then potentially move on to something new, right? And I think Sony definitely can salvage it. I don't think selling Bungie will be a good idea because, you guys already said it. Who's gonna buy them? Amazon, maybe. That's the goal. I love Destiny. I love Marathon. I love Bungie. Bungie has been an amazing studio for 3 decades, right? And I think so. Bungie joining Sony was the best outcome for Bungie. It was the worst outcome for Sony.
Good point.
There we go. Yeah.
I mean, they're great at space dramas. They should stick to that. Don't give us this little go down, grab that stuff, and leave. Also, like Helldiver had a whole lot of Starship Trooper gimmicks, which is fun.
Oh,
right? So
no, the reason Star.
We're losing our AI. Did we not pay for the premium
AI's been downgraded.
Did we not pay for the premium version?
No,
What happened?
I got the free version. I get so many tokens. I get so many tokens per month.
The reason why Helldivers worked is not because of Sony's marketing. It is because that I think there was 1 or 2 clips where people took a snippet of a gameplay video and they put it on TikTok, they put it on Facebook, they put it on X, they put it everywhere, right? And that was the reason why Helldivers blew up. And actually, if you notice, Sony is kind of trying to replicate with their marketing, with their tentpole titles, how Helldivers was marketed is that, with the Wolverine and God of War Layoffs, they showed an extensive amount of gameplay, right? Continuous gameplay. And the hope, I don't know, people are not getting that. I don't want to answer their calls. But the hope with them is that those individuals, the individuals who are content creators, will take the video that's, Wolverine and the God of War Layoffs video, and they will create TikTok videos, and, potentially the game goes viral, right? And I think this is the future of how games should be marketed, is show us the gameplay. Show us how, innovative and different your game is, and let the community take it and market it among ourselves.
Yes.
So,
content creation is definitely a thing. I agree with that.
So, yeah. I'm, again, similar to hoping for the best for Xbox. I think Bungie will bounce back up. And hopefully Destiny comes in the next 4 to 5 years.
Yeah, that's what I say. It'll come back. That's what I say. Right now, it's like they're in limbo. I agree.
All right. Valkyrie, any thoughts?
Not really. They'll do whatever they want.
Fair enough.
Yeah, like, listen.
I mean, the only thing I have to say is I would buy a PS.
I've known her for this long. She could have played Destiny with me, and she didn't. Right, so I'm just saying. Yeah. So
I'm busy chasing Australian.
I know. I'm saying it didn't attract you to get from the get go. So
it's all good.
True, but I did make progress. I did make progress on the week. Look what I bought.
Hey,
congrats on the controller. That is a nice.
So one step closer.
I'm telling you, you buy that PS5 Pro, I'll wire you the money for a controller. I'll chip in for the controller.
No, she was mad it didn't come with a cord.
She's gonna fly over and take mine.
He wanted his cord.
I looked it up and then realized that the Pro doesn't have a disc, and then I have to pay extra for a disc drive, and I just went, no.
Oh, yeah.
You're expecting me to pay this much
so
money?
You want me to credit you for a disc drive or just the controller? Because the money I gave you can buy a disc drive.
What controller were you gonna buy her? Because it sounds like if she was gonna buy a disc drive, that would be better than the controller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would just buy you the disc drive.
Because it comes with a controller.
No, the controller is $100 in.
Yeah, the disc drive is probably cheaper.
Yeah, the controller $100 in Australia, right? I was telling her not to just buy the controller because she was looking for one. I was telling her to buy the PS5 Pro, and I would just credit her the controller part, right?
Yeah.
So but now she wants a disc drive, so I'll credit you the disc drive, right? So because you already got the controller.
I don't want one, but Sony.
I'm gonna start GoFundMe. Hey, you guys want to help? Chat? I'm just kidding.
GoFundMe.
This is messed up. Like GoFundMe should be used for better causes. Yeah.
Come on, let's get a PS5 Pro.
Well, I'm kind of in the same boat as Valkyrie, right? I didn't really play Destiny. I played it like a little bit, but it really wasn't. It's really not my genre, right? But
I'm not buying you a disc drive, bro.
Oh man,
Destiny, especially if you do the DLC and everything, man. Destiny's fucking awesome.
Yeah, but it's also a large game. Like it holds up like 100.
It is a really good game. Really good.
Oh wow.
Yeah, hundreds of gigs.
Where Sony stands right now, I mean, you already invested the money, right? You're already like billions in the hole. So I mean, you might as well just play it out and just see how it go, right? And plus, Destiny being such a large franchise, like I mean, I know the Destiny got like a huge fan base, so I mean, that actually might bring back because I think that's what people want from Bungie anyway. They don't want marathon from Bungie. We want what we know from Bungie, and that's Destiny. Yeah. You know what I mean? Sir. So I think if they come back with a Destiny 3, maybe PS6 exclusive, PS6 launch title. You know what I mean? Just like, have a long life cycle with that. 5-6 years, whatever. Hella DLCs. Like I definitely think it can be salvageable somewhat. I mean, I don't know that they gonna make all the
a hell of a lot of money.
I don't know if they're gonna make the whole $3 billion back, but I mean it'll be workable, and then you can have them work on other stuff if y'all going to keep trying to do live service in some capacity. I mean that they're good at that, so they can kind of bring their expertise over a little bit. And I don't think they should just sell it outright. You know what I mean? Just try to let it play out and just see how it go. You know what I mean?
So the problem with that is, if they even started today, they made the decision to do the D3 today. It's like 6 years out, and they're not making that decision today. So like if they started today, like right now, we're gonna work on D3. This is the answer. Yeah. This is what's gonna save the studio. You're talking 5 to 6 years.
Okay, but in the meantime, can they leverage the Destiny to make a TV show?
I don't know. They gotta figure something. Like, because they're already losing money on Destiny. Bungie is cutting into their profits. Luckily, they're making so much profit that they're absorbing it. But make no mistake, Bungie is absorbing profit. They're not making Sony money. That's the big thing. They're not getting the money that they're getting. And that's probably why they're upset with D2.
I think ultimately,
because that's really going to drop money.
I think ultimately Destiny 3 is coming. Sony just want a different number being pitched. Yeah, so they didn't like the number that was pitched to them, right? So,
that could be a thing too. Yeah.
Well, the owners, the previous owners of Bungie, made it out like bandits. Jeez. Yikes. Yikes. Yeah. Oh, even the fire sprite or the firewalk guys with the Concord, they made it out like bandits. Even Jade Raymond, she sold Hagen Studios and made it out like a bandit. Man, it's like there were mistakes made. Xbox made
they're
mistakes.
Like venture capitalists.
Right.
Sony made mistakes.
That's the new Enron. Straight scam.
Yep.
Never mind.
All right. Okay. Let me see.
Bobby Kotick, $40 billion. Thank you very much.
All right. We got Rufus with another super chat. Thank you, Rufus. Says Sony should have kept The Last of Us online and sold Bungie instead. At least people love The Last of Us enough to give it a fighting chance. I think a lot of people still don't understand. I appreciate Rufus, but a lot of people don't understand why Last of Us Online got shut down. It came down. Naughty Dog was clear. It came down to an identity crisis. You either get The Last of Us Online and that's it. Naughty Dog becomes the faction studio, aka Epic. What happened to Epic when Fortnite blew up. But let's say if they would have released The Last of Us Online and it blew up, and it is an amazing thing, that's it. That's Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog would have to invest all their studios and effort to keep that game going. It would be the new Fortnite for them in that sense. Sure. That's all you're getting from Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog would, and especially if it's successful, Sony would make sure that, yes, this is your priority. Don't worry about, Or we have the Naughty Dog we have now where we know they're going to keep making single-player games. That's it. There is no alternate idea of Bungie or this title or why did they make Concord when we could have Concord and all these other games have nothing to do with factions. A lot of people are blending things that have nothing to do with each other. Concord, Fair Games, nothing had anything to do with Factions. Factions was its own project from Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog, based on guidance of how to do a live service game, right? It wasn't about whether Bungie liked the game. It was just, this is what it takes to run an actual successful, large-scaled live service game. This is the things you got to do and commit to.
Yeah, Bungie should run it.
But yeah, Maybe give the game
That's
to
what I'm
Bungie.
thinking. As if I were at Sony, I'm like, hey, asshole,
that's
you run
probably
it.
the only thing that would be logical.
Yeah.
Hey, Naughty Dog, you're not gonna run this game because you would dedicate the whole studio to this, and we want you to keep making single player games. Bungie, you're in charge. You could take care of this, right? But that's the main thing people gotta understand about Factions 2. It was about what direction does Naughty Dog go. For those of you that want Factions 2, cool. But you will not get Intergalactic. You will not get Last of Us Part 3. You will not get a new Uncharted, and you're not gonna get any new IPs. The single player era of Naughty Dog is done. If you're cool with that, that's what I'm trying to explain to people. So Rufus, if you want The Last of Us Online, cool. I'm not gonna say you're wrong, but you will not get Intergalactic. You're not getting Uncharted. You're not getting The Last of Us 3. You're not getting a new single player IP. It is done. You're gonna get Factions 2, and you're gonna get all the updates, and that's it. If people were cool with that, cool. But me personally, I am not cool with that. That's why I don't have a heart attack. And when people say, oh, you being a fanboy, I'm like, no, I am going after my own invested interest. I want Intergalactic Heretic Prophet. I do not want Factions 2. If I had to choose between one of the two, Intergalactic all day, every day. The Last of Us Part 3 single player all day, every day. If they decide to do Uncharted 5, I'm taking that too. And if they decide to make a new IP, I'm taking that too. I'm taking all of that. I'm taking all the single player games Naughty Dog that has planned to make and will make. I'm all about that. And if that means that in order for that path to happen, Factions had to go, shit, give me the chainsaw. I will cut that motherfucker personally. I will destroy. Give me a sledgehammer. I'll destroy every server. I will destroy every server Factions 2. I am happy that is gone if it meant it was going to interfere with all the single player games. Now, I know people can interject. Maybe people in the comment, oh, they could have. I'm going off of what Naughty Dog said. Naughty Dog said it was one or the other. They chose to stay the single player route. So that's it. And I agree with that choice. The fact that Factions 2 could have potentially interfered with their single player production, I'm not cool with that. Y'all know I don't really play multiplayer games. So I definitely would get no benefit out of a Factions 2. And now Naughty Dog don't make single player games no more. And I'm not going to see a single player game from them ever again. So that's really a choice. So anybody that want the Factions 2, if Naughty Dog would have went the other direction and says, hey, we're full ahead of Factions 2, we're going to come out, but we will no longer be making single player games, I would have been pissed. I would have been absolutely pissed. I would have been so damn mad. I would have been like, this live service shit is just like, look at this shit. Look what we had to sacrifice. And that's what some people aren't aligning to. It had nothing to do with Concord. Factions 2 didn't die, so Concord could try to live. Factions 2 didn't die because they had to purchase Haven Studio. It had nothing to do with that. It was strictly a vision of Naughty Dog in what direction they want to go. And then the way they saw it was, it's either Factions or we stay as a single-player story-driven studio. They chose single-player story-driven studio. They're done with the online live service now. And I am absolutely happy with that decision because they're going to make the games that I want to play. That's really...
I can respect that.
That's really what it is. It had nothing to do with Concord. It had nothing to do with shutting down to put money towards, other games or other live service studios. It had nothing to do with that. Concord, Fair Games, Destruction Derby, just name all the stuff that are just failing, had absolutely nothing to do with Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog decided their own fate. They were able to decide their own fate. Sony didn't interfere with that fate. Sony allowed them to be like, listen, you don't want to do it, fine, don't do it. And that's one thing I'm glad Sony didn't really try to influence Naughty Dog into forcing them into that direction. They said no. They said they want to remain this studio. Sony said fine. Shut it down. We'll be all right. And I was happy with that. That's the reality. But a lot of people, like, they made an official statement. They explained their decision process. That's what we got to go by. Now I understand a lot of people want to add what they feel and what they think. Okay. If you know more than Naughty Dog, then I don't know. But Naughty Dog just explained their stance, their studio, their philosophy, what they want to do, and I agree with that decision. So I have no heartache on Factions 2
Their soul
coming out.
Yeah.
I have no action, especially if it was going to interfere with that. You know.
Yeah, you don't give up something that's defining basically a whole generation of PlayStation. Right? So you don't.
Yeah. Glassdoor.
Naughty Dog been there since day one.
Yeah,
and they've been there since day one.
And they've been a single player driven studio, and they evolved. They got better and better over time. So
and that's crazy. They started with Crash Bandicoot.
If anything, the damn Factions thing is what slowed. Two things I think, because now people are complaining. Because I saw an article, they're talking about, Naughty Dog's been absent this gen, right? Because chances are Intergalactic's a 2027 title. So like 7 years since releasing, from The Last of Us 2 to Intergalactic, right? But I'm like, look what's happening in between. Number one, the live service game Factions. That was a factor because they were putting a lot of manpower towards that. And then number two, a lot of remasters and remakes, right? And everybody's saying, oh, they just remastering remakes and stuff. Yeah, because they had to put the game on PC. That was primarily for PC gamers. You understand what I'm saying?
Can I complain about double
like
standards
also?
also?
Things. Yeah, absolutely.
And the
Okay,
TV and the TV stuff with the HBO
and the TV stuff. Because and I didn't realize
Neil Druckmann did a lot of work on that HBO show. He was there a lot.
I didn't realize how deep he was into the TV. I knew he had involvement, but he also made a public statement saying that he will not be involved with the second half of the season of The Last of Us 2 because it took time away from game development, and now he's back to fully committed to game development on the next project. And I'm like, wait a minute. You're telling me you've been away? That you
for
really
a season
wasn't,
and a half.
you really, so the last 2-3 years, you really wasn't part of you're like, you're the head dude. I'm like, I didn't realize the show took that much time away from this. So these are the three things: the TV show, the live service, and the PC ports. Oh, I'm sorry, the remaster remakes. But nobody wants to blame PC strategy because that's really what the PC's for because remember the original PS4 games, they weren't built for PC. And instead of just direct ports of those, they just going to remake or remaster it because it makes the most sense from a business perspective. Instead of just porting the PS4 over to PC, just do a remake or remaster so you can build it from the ground up or really take advantage of the PC and PS5 platform. That's why they did it. It was a porting strategy. It was a multi-platform strategy. Yeah. So Factions, multi-platform strategy, TV show. This is why Intergalactic is 2027 game. At the earliest.
Yes.
Nobody wants to blame those things.
But Pororock, the double or triple standard in relation to Naughty Dog is absolutely ridiculous, right? And I'll give you two examples. Number one is Sucker Punch, right? Sucker Punch released Ghost of Tsushima at exactly the same year in 2020 with Naughty Dog Last of Us, Sucker Punch, Ghost of Tsushima. Now Ghost of Yote came out last year. And people are like, oh, amazing, Sucker Punch, made this game in, 5 years, right?
Yeah.
The other side of example is, look at Coalition, right? Gears 5 came out in 2019, right? Now, it's the Gears, the E-Day is just now coming out. Did people complain, this much about Coalition or Sucker Punch not releasing a title for 5 years or 6 years or even 7 years, right? In the case of Coalition. No, they didn't. Now, during that time, the only reason people kept on just nagging and complaining about Naughty Dog is just they were doing a lot of work, right? We know about Factions. That didn't go well. It is what it is. Again, you just said, right? They did the TV show. That's beside the point. But in addition, they did the remaster, part 1, part 2. It's out on PC. People enjoy it. Great games, both of them. But
TV show?
Intergalactic is coming out next year. I know. Cross fingers, hope it comes out next year. And once it comes out, and once we see what Naughty Dog can do, really, really do, I hope it delivers on the Naughty Dog name. I don't think they have been lazy or, biding their time. I think they're just, trying to figure out this generation in their own pace. And yeah, that's the story of Naughty Dog, is that because they are the best of the best, everybody expects them to release amazing games, I don't know, in 3 years or 4 years and 5 years. Sometimes things just take long. And if you're not complaining about Coalition, or if you didn't really complain about Sucker Punch,
did Coalition do Gears Reloaded though?
But so here's the thing, you can't complain about Sucker Punch because they released the game last year.
Yes.
And Coalition did Gears Reloaded
and they did it. And when you think about it, they did it.
Right?
They did it in line with the time frame. They released Tsushima in 2020. They released Tsushima in 2020, and they released Yote in 2025. 5 years. So they did the job, and they're one studio. They did the job. They did what they did, right? And then they did the Yote Legends or Tsushima Legends. Because remember, that was the thing that got released. That was released in 2021. And then in 2025, they released Yote. So the reason why I didn't complain about Sucker Punch, because game development takes 5 years, and Yote came out 5 years. So they're right in line with the strategy. Intergalactic is 7 years, and it's not because Naughty Dog's lazy, but it isn't because that game is 7 years in development either. It's because Naughty Dog had a lot of projects in their plate, and that's why I said the three main culprits. The number one main culprit is the live service strategy. They put a lot of resources into that, right? Because that was expected to be their new game to come out. If Factions would have came out, let's assume Factions wasn't going to be this Fortnite level game. And what I mean by Fortnite was it wasn't going to absorb every single person in the studio to do. Let's say it was going to be manageable. Something manageable to where a portion of the studio would be in charge and they could maintain it, right? But they could still make single player games. Let's assume that. Let's say Factions wasn't that big of a game in size and scope to where they needed the entire studio to do it and to maintain it. They would be able to manage it with a portion of the studio. If that game would have came out, then that would have been the new game for Naughty Dog. Nobody would be in an uproar because let's say Factions would have came out 2023. So you would have had a new Naughty Dog in 2023, Intergalactic 2027. That's only 4 years in between two new games. Not a bad. Hey, you got a new multiplayer game. It's live service. People enjoying it in 2023, 2024, 2025, blah, 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 blah. Oh, look. Naughty Dog came out with another new project. It's a single player this time. Nothing would have happened. People would have been fine with Intergalactic in 2027. Would have not been a big deal because everybody's playing Factions. The problem is Factions didn't come out because Naughty Dog's like, we're not doing this. We're not going to dedicate our studio to do this. Okay, so then what do you got? We got The Last of Us 1 remake. We got The Last of Us 2 remaster. Ain't nobody trying to hear that.
We got a TV show for y'all.
We got
subscribe to HBO.
We got a TV show on HBO. That's not even a game. That's not even a game. So what game do you got for us? It's Intergalactic in 2027. That's an entire gen. What if the PlayStation 6 comes out in 2027? And they make that game a launch game on the PS6. That means we can't even play the best version. Even as a pro owner, a PS5 pro owner, I'm not playing the best version of Naughty Dog game. An entire generation got skipped. You see what I'm saying? And that's the problem. Mm-hmm. But that not stems from Naughty Dog's laziness. It's the strategies that just should have never been in place. The TV show, all right. I'm not going to have too much heartache on a TV show. It was a great TV show. I get it. I didn't think Neil Druckmann was that much involved. I think that should have been tapered. But a lot of these, well, I ain't going to say a lot, but some of these creatives really want their foot in Hollywood. You see Kojima, he wants his foot in Hollywood. Because the truth is, as a writer, that's where the money is. The money's in writing, in HBO, movies. So if you're a creator and you know good storytelling, that's where the money's at. The money's at there, right? That's where they really want, some money. So I can understand Neil Druckmann trying to step his foot into that, but I didn't think he was that deep into it. I had no idea how deep in there that he pretty much wasn't really around Naughty Dog for a good solid 2 years or so, barely there. And I get it. He wasn't there because what were they really doing? Remasters. You don't need him there to push a remaster or remake through. You have plenty of people with experience and leadership to do that. You see what I'm saying? So my thing is, we don't got a new game because of live service, remasters, remakes, to make sure a good PC version is available in a TV show. Those are the three things. So we get Intergalactic in 2027 because of that. Great.
Yo, Will's here.
All right, so hey, Will, give me your outro. Just a tap it outro, dog.
Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the panel. Everyone hit that like. See ya.
All right. Hey. Hey.
Came in just for the mic drop.
So we're gonna close the show, but I do want to give I just want to give your thoughts. I'll give you the floor for like 10 minutes or whatever. Your first thought, Xbox. Great showcase, great stuff like that. But after the Summer Games Fest, everything went to shit. And we're like, and we were all discussing like, what happened? Give me your thoughts on just like, what is going on? Like, what are your thoughts over the last week of what you've been seeing with Xbox?
Shit, dog. Honestly, it sounds like they don't know what the fuck they're doing over there. Honestly, it sounds like they're trying to like get the books in order, trying to make the business healthy. But I don't know. These are just the studios that we know about that they might be closing down. I said in the group chat not too long ago, I'm more worried about id Software because fucking Doom: The Dark Ages wasn't that successful for them. And that's like the one studio I don't want them to touch. And then the rumors just started coming out today that ZeniMax is starting to get hit with fucking layoffs. I'm like, fuck, dude.
And ZeniMax is the whole branch.
The whole branch, yeah.
People gotta understand. You know what? That's a good point.
And it looks like that they're going after
Microsoft
the games
didn't buy Bethesda. They bought ZeniMax. Bethesda
ZeniMax.
falls under ZeniMax. So when they say ZeniMax, they all throughout ZeniMax, that can include Bethesda. Okay, good point.
Yeah, so the studio that I'm worried about under ZeniMax is
My man had to
Software,
take a hit of his vape. That's how bad it is.
It's a bad one. It's bad. But yeah, so the one studio that I'm worried about is id Software because I do like the Doom franchise, you know, fucking. But we, as all of us know, Doom: The Dark Ages just didn't sell well. You know what I mean?
And technically, Indiana Jones, that was Machine Games.
Yeah, I didn't even think about Indiana Jones.
For a movie IP, that really didn't do well either.
Right. Yeah.
Especially as an IP.
Forgot about Machine Games.
That's even worse.
And it looks like that they're really cutting their losses with all the teams that just didn't do anything or didn't make a profit. I know it sucks about Ninja Theory. That sucks too because I did like the Hellblade series. The one thing that did surprise the shit out of me was like you guys showed a brand new game and then fucking a week later you guys are closing down the studios. Like,
how do you feel about that? With Microsoft showing you a game that they actually never intended in actually providing.
Isn't that considered like false advertisement because you're promising a game for 2027 and it's not coming?
I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know the rules of consumerism. Like that's weird.
Yeah, that's like, and now I'm starting to see all these reports that fucking Ninja Theory knew that they're gonna get closed down, and fucking I guess Xbox knew that they're gonna close them down. It's like, so what the fuck are you guys doing stat padding your damn show for? You know what I mean?
Like, what game? Like now I'm questioning what game on the show is gonna come.
Right, and then
that showcase is dog shit now.
Their marketing is like, fucking all kinds of fuck because now they're talking about Gamescom. I'm like, bro, read the fucking room. This is like last year when you guys had, was it last year or 2 years ago? They had a fuck ton of layoffs one year, and then like right after they showed a controller, a fire controller, and they said feel the burn. Like, bro, read the fucking room. You guys, I don't know. Oh. Xbox is all over the place. I don't think this is gonna be what they're saying now, because right now it's just the studios we know about. I think there's still going to be one big studio that's going to really piss everybody off. Unfortunately, I hope I'm wrong about this. I think id Software is going to get fucking screwed.
That is wild. Because they're also, Doom is an iconic IP, man.
Yeah. It's iconic, but if you notice, in the last 2 years, they've really been focusing on their main franchises, and they've just been licensing out a lot of their IP. For example, the Tony Hawk games were by studios they do not own. 1 and 2 is by Vicarious Visions. 3 and 4 was by Iron Galaxy. Yeah. Iron Galaxy's coming out with the fucking
Iron Galaxy's porting
Black Ops 1 and 2 Black Ops ports.
Built for
so I think
that's Killer Instinct
the
too.
PS5. That's crazy.
Yeah, so it looks like they're just gonna start porting.
Killer Instinct was rare.
Not porting, they're gonna start licensing out their IP, and it's the same thing that they're doing with
the original
Spyro right now.
The original, but the
original was rare, but the remake was Iron Galaxy.
The Xbox One is Iron Galaxy.
Yeah. So Iron Galaxy worked on Tony Hawk's 3 and 4, and then even Spyro right now, Toys for Bob, they surprisingly went independent, and they licensed out Spyro to them, and that's the team that's working on the new Spyro game. So it looks like Sneakers SO is kind of on point with what he said, that they're just going to focus on their main money makers. So you're going to get
the biggest hits.
You're going to get your Forza, you're going to get your Call of Duty, and it seems like all their
Elder Scrolls Online, Fallout Online, Fallout, Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, and it sounds like they're just going to license out whatever smaller IP they have, which makes sense. I mean, look at what Konami's doing. You know, they don't have first-party studios making Silent Hill. They're just licensing it out to other studios. If you have a blooper team that you can license out Silent Hill 2 to for $30 million, and all you do is just collect. So it makes sense, but it just sounds like they spent way too much money, and now they're kind of don't know what to do. All I know is Asha Sharma's fucking gangster, dog. She's gonna go out there and lie to your face and just start closing everybody down. That's crazy.
Not a lie, yeah. I mean, Valkyrie made a good point. She's saying they're liquidating. She got sent there to liquidate Xbox.
Yeah.
Woo. Right.
Yeah, that bro's gangster.
All right, next one. Sony layoffs, Bungie. What are your thoughts on this whole Bungie thing with Sony?
Yeah, so it makes sense because that was the only negative that they had on their books in this past earnings call. I keep seeing reports that it's going to be 50%, and I'm like, damn, they're 1,500 employees when you guys first bought them, and now you guys are they're at 800, from 15 to 800, and now the reports as of right now, they're going to reduce staff by 50%. I was like, so what do you do with? Yeah, so you guys went from 1,500 to 400. So what are you guys going to do with the studio now? Because 400 isn't going to be enough to sustain a live service game.
They're smaller than Naughty Dog at that point.
That's what I'm saying. So are you guys going to have them work? Are you guys going to have them work on single player games? Because I'm cool with that. Like, bring Resistance back.
They might be at 400. They might be about as Insomniac. Maybe.
Yeah.
Insomniac might be a little.
So what do you do with them then? Just have them make a
single player games.
Single player game, yeah. You know, you have.
Henry did not like that at all. He wants his D3. He's like, wait a minute. I'm gonna get my D3. What you talking about? He's like, what you talking about, Willis?
I said that when Marathon
he doesn't
came
want
out,
Resistance. He'll be damned if they make a Resistance remake. He's like, what the fuck is this?
If you guys recall, that's what I said for Marathon. Like, what would generate or what would be successful with Marathon? And I was like, honestly, the only thing it needs to do is generate Destiny 3. That's all it needs. Yeah, it doesn't need to be a breakout hit.
Here's the big problem also.
But are you going to get Destiny, the Destiny you want with only 400 employees?
Here's another problem. And this is why this is really why I'm an advocate for them to just get rid of them. Have another company buy them, 2K, let them own Destiny IP, and everybody. And I know a lot of PlayStation fans look at me like, Porter Rock, are you dumb? Like, what's wrong with you? Understand this. Bungie makes PlayStation a third-party platform. That is third party. Because whatever idea that we think of that can work, it's going to be on PC, it's going to be on Xbox. I understand D3 could be a success. I'd rather have that success be on Take-Two's roadblocks. Let Take-Two get that success. Because you're going to get the game anyway. But I'd rather see Bungie gone because that's a third-party strategy. Get rid of them. If you can't make Bungie exclusive to PlayStation and focus on what PlayStation Gamer wants and provide a live service gamers for PlayStation, just go. They're one of the old linchpins that's keeping PlayStation as a platform or as a company that has links to PC and Xbox. I want all that cut off. I want it cut off. Cut them off. Let somebody else. Let's go back to pre-Destiny days when they were their own independent studio. They were under Activision, and everybody on PlayStation still enjoyed the games. Get back to drinking the milk for free. Stop charging for it. You know, get rid of them because even whatever idea that comes up with to fix Bungie, it is a multi-platform idea. No matter what, it is a because there is no strategy to fix Bungie from an exclusive perspective. They can't. Bungie is not an exclusive developer. They're never going to make the money if they go exclusive on PlayStation. It's just not going to happen. They will always be perpetually stuck with dealing with PC and Xbox. Get rid of them.
But don't you think Machino the Machino, don't you think he would be saying make D3 exclusive because Gears, E-Day is exclusive?
But the problem is, though,
I know.
It's like Call of Duty. You bought the product, and the product's successful because everyone's playing it. That's you literally bought third-party responsibility. When Sony acquired Bungie, they acquired third-party responsibility, and now they own it. They own third-party responsibility. If they cut that developer down to exclusives, you just took a lot of the people that helped make the reason why they got $3.6 billion is because they were popular across multiple platforms. You'll never make that money back being exclusive. That's what I'm saying. They absorb third-party responsibility. By cutting Bungie, you're relieving yourself of third-party responsibility. You're like, you know what? That's why I mentioned Take-Two, because Take-Two, I think, has the money, and from a publisher support perspective, they have cultivated live service, and they know how to cultivate it. Between Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption, 2K, WWE, all their little portfolios of live service games, they cultivated that. And I think they would be in a better position to help cultivate, support Bungie. Because the reality is, here's the thing. Sony acquired Bungie, and Sony expected to learn from Bungie. The publisher expects to learn from the developer on how to be a publisher of live service game. That don't work. That's like, that's like, my dad at 10 years old asking me to help him on how to build, how to remodel a bathroom. No, he's the mentor. He's teaching me this stuff. You don't learn from the development studio on how to be a publisher of live service games. That's what they tried and it failed. 2K knows how to publish live service games. They've been doing it. They've been great at it. They cultivated Grand Theft Auto 5 Online from the get-go, and look how big it grew. Look how big 2K grew under their live service. So they know how to cultivate live service strategy. I personally think Bungie will flourish under them because they are a publisher that understands it. They knows it. They talk the same language. They'll be able to tell Bungie, nah. So I think, who was it? I think Henry mentioned they have a problem meeting timelines and deadlines. I think 2K can help them with that because 2K is responsible for multiple live service strategies, and they seem to do a good job of it. So they can help Bungie with that. They could be like, listen, this is what you're doing wrong. This is what you need to do to be on track. And it relieves Sony from making Xbox PC games. It's one step further from moving away. Really, at that point, if you get rid of Bungie, there's only really 2 games that Sony's responsible for from a multi-platform strategy. MLB The Show and Helldivers 2. That's the only 2 games I could think of outside of Marathon and Destiny, right? It's really just MLB The Show and Helldivers 2. I can live with that. If that's the only 2 things you have to deal with, I'm cool with that. Not a bad deal. But man, I would just rather see Sony just get rid of Bungie. Just sell them off. Let Take-Two have it. I keep mentioning Take-Two by anybody. I don't really care if it's EA. I don't care. Just anybody. Just get rid of them, man. Just go. You're still going to get the game. You're still going to, if they do make D3, you're still going to get it. That's just my opinion. All right. Let me see if there's any other super chat. Backdoor Gamer. In Nishino, we trust. As Matt Piscatella said the other day, PlayStation leadership team is hardware and engineering, and those people love exclusives. Shout out to you, definitely. And then, of course, Chill Will provided a gift membership. So somebody got a membership. If you received a membership from Chill Will, please give him a shout out. He also has a channel, does amazing live streams, primarily horror. A lot of horror games coming up. Oh, he's gonna. I saw the Hellraiser, not Hellraiser. 28 days, something like that. They're making a game, so Chill Will's gonna be feasting in horror content live streaming. So please check him out. Of course, Valkyrie is also on Twitter, and she's doing content as well. Sean K. the King. We'll do just our outros. We'll start with Henry.
So we're observing Juneteenth in 2 days, and don't forget to think about our founding fathers and the people that came before us. A little too serious, but video games are great. Devs are not lazy. I would never say that. I know that it's brought up. I'm not saying anybody's accusing of that.
It's just a lot.
They're extremely hardworking and it's high stressful work. Right? So, and there's a new season in the Division 2 if you like to farm more exotics and never-ending loots.
I'm going to hit you up maybe one day. Maybe. I'm going to be like, I'm going to try this. But do not be mad if I just dip out.
Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Or my characters.
Do you even have... You should look at the expansion.
I bought Division 2, brand new. I never booted it.
Right. There's the Warlords of New York expansion, and then there's the Brooklyn, Battle for Brooklyn expansion. So you could play in New York.
Okay.
Division 2 is in Washington, D.C.
That's probably because the original was New York.
You could skip Washington, D.C. and go to New York.
I'll do the whole thing, but forgive me if after 10 minutes I just disappear. It says Puerto Rock disconnected. I'll just be like, I tried. I'll just send you a message. I will send you a message say I tried. I gave it the good old college try. I can't do it. I'm back to.
I'll come in with a healer build and I'll freaking heal the crap out of you.
I'll try. I will try. I will give the college try. I'll be like, bro, I tried. I'm back to Hellblade 2.
Hellblade 2 of all things.
I'm on Alan Wake 2. I'm on something, but I can't do this.
It's cool.
Oh man. But
Battle for New York. It sounds like the Knicks parade.
No, right?
Right. Battle for Brooklyn.
No, isn't the Knicks parade more like burning down New York?
Yeah. My peoples are so embarrassing, man. Like, I can't believe
I see.
Like, why would you want to? Like, what is this, man? You're destroying the city because we won. That makes no damn sense. Like, oh my god, bro. Like, celebrate, build. Celebrate, get drunk, share food. You know what I'm saying?
Do something.
It's time
positive,
to celebrate.
something
Positive, not like they want to act like this was Mad Max. Like, what are we doing
beating
here?
up all the San Antonio fans. Y'all see that shit?
Yeah, I hate I
fucking
hate
people up.
Stepping on police cars.
I hate
that.
I hate
that.
That
Shit was wild.
I absolutely
the people that think like you. The people that think like you aren't going to be out there. That's the issue. The people that went out are the.
I absolutely hate that. Attacking fans. That I absolutely despise that. Absolutely, I think it's the stupidest concept ever, bro. It's just stupid, man. Like, you just enjoy, talk your shit, but at the end of the game, whatever happens, hey, enjoy the game, enjoy,
Yeah.
Like, don't ruin a moment. Don't ruin this moment that we waited 53 years on your stupid position. And I will say, though, I seen some of the videos. Some of that is because of the content. It was the clout. That shit was planned. The bullshit, some of the bullshit I seen, like, they planned that shit as part of the, and I just hate that. Oh my god, Jesus can't come back soon enough. It just can't. All right, Chill Will, what's going on? But not till after Intergalactic. I gotta play that first.
Yes, please have the apocalypse after we get our games.
After once I beat it, people are gonna wish, please, Puerto Rock, don't beat the game. You can give the world another chance. I'd be like, I'll finish and then I'll look up. I'm done. Do what you got to do. Sound the trumpets. All right, Will, what's going on?
Yeah, man, my fault for being late. Fucking overslept. Brother. I'm at like 33 hours on the week right now for overtime.
Nice.
I'm exhausted.
Trump collected them taxes, dog.
Pretty much, fucking asshole. Hey, real quick, did you guys see the fight card on Sunday?
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
It was sick, dog. Fucking, I didn't have the Marine Corps band playing a cover to La Chona fucking at the start. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, you're talking about the White House UFC?
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
I didn't watch that.
Seven fights, 6 of them were knockouts.
Yep.
I refuse.
Crazy.
I refuse to support that.
And the last one was a corner stoppage. Stop on the stool.
Listen,
it was an amazing event. All political bullshit aside, the pageantry and the cinematography. It was amazing.
Doughboy. I refuse to support your president. I refuse.
Man, he ain't my president.
No, that's your president.
That's your old boss. That's your old boss.
Listen, I retired. I retired for a reason. My old boss, but he is your president. That is my old boss, but that is your president. Like you say that to people. People look at me like, the fuck he is. Oh, I say that to my daughter all the time. Oh man, when the Knicks lost because the president was there. I looked at my daughter, you see? Because your president was in Madison Square Garden, we lost. She looked at me like, the fuck he is.
And then the next game, they come back from a damn 29-point deficit. How can you not say this man's not a curse? Come on, man, you're a fucking curse.
I'm like, yo, it's true, man. This dude.
If that don't show you, come on now.
No, I'm just saying, man.
We could look at the greatest comeback, or we could look at the biggest choke job, because that's, depending on what perspective is.
That is perspective.
Yeah,
because you can't call it the greatest choke job in the history of at a minimum of NBA.
Yeah,
because that is by far.
Like this is 29? The difference between experience, right? Because you know how to play great for 3 quarters, and here we are.
All right, good. Thank you. All right, okay. Oh, Sean, outros.
Yo, if y'all want to follow me, make sure you follow me at Sean K the King. I do
burn it down.
Cover new and AAA and indie games. So if y'all need anything in the PlayStation Store, I'm usually the first one to get it. So yeah, definitely check that out. But other than that, shout out to the whatever, man. Fuck off. Other than that, I'm on my platinum hunt. I'm doing the platinum guides, so make sure y'all look at it. If y'all need y'all achievement and trophy guides, I usually have those updated every day. So from here, shout out to the panel and shout out to P Rock and shout out to the chat.
You ever hear back about your Twitter account?
I'm actually waiting. Should be by tomorrow. I should be able to get that email. So we about to see what's going on with that.
Good luck with that. Good luck.
Yeah, we'll see.
Right. Okay. Good luck with that. Right. Entity.
Facts.
Yeah, still traveling. I could be in Singapore, I could be in South Korea, or I could be in Hong Kong. I don't know.
What are you doing? What are you traveling? What's going on?
Who are you hacking? That's the better question.
I'm just going around, just using some barbed wire.
Everybody's traveling.
Nah.
Valkyrie's traveling. Entity's traveling. Extremes like the King of Zamunda. What is going? Henry's traveling. What is going on here? Everybody's traveling. What am I missing?
You're not traveling. What are you doing?
How's your job thing?
And I do love traveling.
You should be traveling.
Did you start your job yet, P-Rock?
No, not yet.
Okay.
It's still So right now we'll see how that goes.
We won't talk about it. Let's not jinx it.
Hopefully, I know, right?
You traveled for 30 years, brother. You don't got to travel no more. You went everywhere. You've been in Japan. You've been in Europe.
But I want to go where Valkyrie went. That place looked nice.
Yeah, actually, it looked amazing.
Well, I'm back in September, so
I want to go there. Send me a link. Where did you go? I'm not surfing. I'm just gonna sit there all day.
Yeah.
Indonesia.
One of the islands.
Oh my god, that looked
one
amazing.
Of the islands.
That looked amazing. Like I'm not surfing. That's not.
We'll get a drone. You can video with me with the drone.
I could do that. I could do that. I do that. I might be drunk, so if it's a little shaky, if it hits you in the head, I'm gonna. You see, hits her right in the face. It hits her right in the face. I'll be like, I'll throw it on Extreme's hand. He did it. I'll point on Extreme.
But
he's in Melbourne. Get him.
Oh man. All right.
But actually, what I was going to say is, Portorock, if you're thinking of traveling and especially doing nature traveling, investing in a drone is one of the best ideas you can have. It's so awesome. And you get a totally new perspective where you're traveling, especially in nature. New Zealand, amazing place to use a drone. Japan is very difficult.
I'm not a nature kind of guy. I'm more of a like at the beach house, places that has lots of liquor. you know what I'm saying? Steaks and
if you're talking about that, I'll suggest Queensland, Brisbane, around the Brisbane area in Australia. If you love the beach, you should go there.
I definitely don't want to step on rocks that will kill me instantly. So if you could
wow, no problem.
That's extreme fall. He showed me that video. Australia, I don't know where in Australia, but I guess there's a rock that if you step on it, you have like 2 minutes. Because it injects poison. I don't know.
It's called a rockfish, I think.
It's a rock. Well, I don't know what it was. Like, who invents that?
Man, God hates Australia, man.
That's the devil's creation. Australia was not
God hates Australia, man.
Like, God
don't worry about the rock.
God looked at the planet.
Tiny octopus.
I'm just saying, God looked at the planet, and when he saw Australia, he'd be like, I don't remember. Where did you come from again? It's like, I don't remember you. Boy, Satan put that little blemish. Because, my God. Like, if the world saw come to a zombie apocalypse, you guys would not notice. You would think it's a normal Tuesday.
It is.
Mad pies and big ass spiders and man, God hates Australia.
No, actually, there is a octopus in Australia, the blue-ringed octopus, that you wouldn't even know that it has injected the poison, and you'll just die.
What the hell is going on?
Damn, octopuses now?
What is
listen,
wrong with Australia?
Australia has the deadliest snake. They have the deadliest spider. They have the deadliest creature on earth.
They got bushes. They got bushes. If you walk through it, you suffer so much pain that you commit suicide. What you call it? Extreme showed me the video. I forgot what the name of the plants are. But if you walk through it, the rash is so animals walk through it and they jump off a cliff of how painful it is. Like, you will kill yourself just to free it. Like, that is wild. Like, that's insane. He goes, just don't walk through the grass. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that's the answer? Like, I would burn the forest down. This is where you purposely light the forest on fire to kill that strain of plant. Like, just destroy the strain. It's like, I don't know, man. Australia's like built different. You guys are built different.
Don't go to Queensland because that plant is there and it's actually called the Gimpy Gimpy. So it has a cute name, but it'll kill you.
Gimpy
Gimpy. Oh, hell no.
Oh, my Lord.
Gimpy Gimpy. Oh, hell no.
The Gimpy Gimpy. You see? Like, just torch the forest. Just destroy the strain. Burn it to the ground.
I'm going to just stay away from the wildlands.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you. I just want to be at the beach. I'm not going in the water.
I'm staying in the city area.
I want Angus steak, mashed potatoes, baked potato, fries, some nice beverage, and either Pepsi Max, the Pepsi Zero Sugar, or Coke Zero Sugar, and I'm good. I'm good. That's it.
Yay!
That's good. Don't take me trail hunting. I'm not surfing. I'm not stepping in the water unless it's a pool, and even then, that would be highly. I would have to inspect it.
You could have a crocodile.
What?
The crocodile could be hanging out in the pool, so don't go in the
pool. That's Florida. So I guess
Florida's cool too.
That's Florida, I guess Florida and but all right. But anyway, Entity, you have anything else to say?
I'm gonna be enjoying Halo on my PlayStation Pro next month.
Oh my god. All right.
That platinum looks rough.
As you should. I'm getting the physical for that one. All right.
Yep,
Doughboy.
Yo.
My man.
Hey, man, much love to the pod, man. It's always fun to get up with y'all. I was gonna say on Tuesday, but it's Wednesday. So this is fun. It's always fun. It's actually one of our shortest pods in a while. It's not past 12 o'clock. It's not past 1 o'clock. You can go everybody can go get some food and not to sleep on it too bad. But
I'm about to get cookout, dog.
Oh, you going to cookout? You get that tray?
Yeah, I'm getting that tray, dog. That's what I like.
Hey,
I'm gonna get that tray. I'm gonna get that cheddar tray.
Oh man, that cheddar. I know that's right. Ooh, Get them.
Oh man.
And the strawberry
get the 2
cheesecake
wraps.
milkshake.
Oh man. Oh, yeah. Hey, he about to be living the good life, man. But yeah, I'm gonna leave out with this. I was thinking about it this week. I think Sony in the next generation needs to adopt a big little strategy. And I don't really like to do videos and everything, but I'll just explain it right now. I think that they need to try to dwindle down the time frame that you can get the big games, the big AAA games, and we can get it down to like under 5 years. That'd be nice. And then maybe they can branch off the studios into smaller teams to give us like some of those old classics. Because I always hear that people want Sly Cooper back. They want without Ratchet and Clank, but they want Sly Cooper back. They want some of the other games that they love back in the day. If we can get smaller teams to maybe do AA versions of those games, we can have more consistent content coming from PlayStation on the exclusive side. I think that'd be dope. So if they adopt like a big little strategy, that'd be dope in the next generation. So it might be something they could look into, or I could do a video on it or whatever. Maybe, I don't know.
Good idea,
but
boy.
Hey man, thank y'all. But yeah, man, much love to everybody on the pod. Make sure y'all show love to everybody. And yeah, man, catch y'all next week. for what else can Xbox fuck up? Let's see. On the next episode.
On the next Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, man.
Okay, all right.
They'll find a way.
And of course,
they'll find a way.
And Valkyrie.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Oh, Will, did you hear when I had it? Look what I got.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
I think he was asleep.
What is it called? Cosmic. It's called Cosmic Purple or something like that.
It's called Cosmic Indigo, but it's actually purple. So
ooh, they gotta be fancy with the names. Ooh. Yo, I think PlayStation made more money off of like cosmetics and stuff. This game, I mean, this generation, than any generation they had in the past, and games.
That's a good point. I
got like a million controllers, dog.
I thought they're gonna have a bigger selection of plates. That's what I'm really surprised at.
They
did not do a good job with the plates as much.
I agree.
I agree on that.
They could have done better with the plates.
Bro, the enthusiasts are the ones that buy the fucking Pro and shit like that, and you can't give them plates. Like, come on now.
All right. Okay, back to Valkyrie.
Anyway, yeah, good pod. It's short. Sorry, I didn't have too much to say this week, but yeah. Other than that, I will be gaming. I will be trying to finish the Crazy Octopus.
Hey,
and almost made progress. Oh, I showed it to my nephews on the dinner on Tuesday night. Anyway, so I was showing them, trying to get them into the game, thinking I could con one of them into finishing it for me. The 7-year-old watches me die.
Trying to get child labor.
So, yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah, so
exploiting child labor.
In this one, I've died so many times, and the 7-year-old just turns around and goes to me, "So, how many times did you die? Like 100?"
Oh damn!
The 7-year-old's looking at you like
they're not wrong.
Had to rub it in your face.
Pretty much. Yeah, and I just went, all right, I give up. Anyway, so I'll be trying to finish that. And
they're
then
like, put the game down, Auntie. The 7-year-old's like, put the game down, Auntie. It's time to move on.
Time. It's time.
He says it to me all the time when I play with him. Why are you so bad at this?
Why are you so bad at games? They're like, put the game down, Auntie. Here's a Kindle. just you're done.
You laugh, but he actually would do that.
Yeah,
he really would.
You're done. Just here's a couple of books, and just go there. All right. Let me. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody. Let me finish off the last 2 viewer activities. We got 18 Anime says 2011 was a bigger choke job. Oh yeah, the LeBron James. Yeah, Mavs winning, beating the Heat. Yeah, that was bad because they talked a lot. Remember, LeBron James was like, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5. I was like, what is he doing? This guy's really hyping 8 championships. Oh my god! And then he lost that year. That's a big one. And then we got Shattered Glass to finish off with the super chats. Sony is pissed and trying to put the blame on Bungie for being a 2-trick pony, Halo Destiny, for not making them a hit. What do you guys think? You're going to have to rewind the podcast because we talked about that. So I'll do chapters. I'll get chapters up so you can hit on that. But that's covered in the podcast. We talked about that, you know. But I will do chapters on that Shatterglass, so that way you could, you could click on it. So just stay tuned, either later tonight or early tomorrow. You'll get. Believe me, everybody chimed in on that one. Everybody chimed in on that one. All right. But I appreciate the super chat. Hey, hope you enjoyed the show. Appreciate the chat. You guys are awesome. Please hit the like button on your way out. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoyed the panel members. Also check out, many of the panel members. They have content and stuff like that. It would be truly appreciative. And then, of course, if you did enjoy the show and you want to see more of us, you want to see more of my content, videos, I do a Friday Night Live. Subscribe and stay tuned for that stuff. All right. Really appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Thank you so much. But now it's time to go. And we're gone. We're out of here. Your only friend is YouTube Streets, Porter Rock 77, and the 60 frames no lag. We're all here enjoying. See you next week. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.